It is.
For putting up with our nonsense this morning. Wow.
Yeah, think about the election. I'm fully recovered. I'm a happy-go-lucky guy, and I'm moving on.
All right. Well, we're glad to have you back. We're glad to have Moose back.
Yeah.
I know Joel Elber's a good guy, but we love the Moose.
Yeah, we do. So I'm going to, after the show, I'm going to pick up all my signs and find the nearest dumpster and burn them.
All right. I want to thank Mike Martineau for stopping by today. I want to thank Police Chief Nick Willard for hanging with us this morning. And, of course, Joe Lahr for getting us back on the air.
Yeah, and according to Chief Willard, stealing the paper is not a crime.
All right,
if I return it.
Morning show tomorrow. Jeff Scumpy Lorenz and Don T. Tibbetts. Adios. Have a great day, folks.
Have a good one.
My paper, otherwise I'm gonna kick some ass.
Goodness. You big dummy.
Luigi's Pizza Bar and Grill.
Gather round the table, feasting on some dreams. Pasta salads and calzones, life's richer than it seems. Bacon, cheesy fries piled high, a taste that draws us near. Specialty pizzas in the air, moments filled with cheer.
Luigi's Pizza Bar and Grill, 712 Valley Street, Manchester. Open 7 days a week. Come on in or call 622-1021. Luigi, keeping the tradition alive since 1975.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry. Located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Diz's Cafe is the place to put a smile on your face. Judy and the crew will take care of you. Bring your appetite and treat your taste buds right. Diz's Cafe is always a winning choice. Breakfast, lunch, or supper. Diz's Cafe at 860 Elm Street in downtown Manchester. Dine in, take out, or make a reservation. Call 603-606-2532. Eat, drink, and be happy. Diz's Cafe.
Hey, this is Rob Azevedo, host of Granite State of Mind, and I'm here to tell you about Pembroke City Limits in the historic Suncook Village. PCL is an award-winning bar, restaurant, and music venue with live performances 5 days a week and twice on Saturdays. Everything from country, blues, funk, and a whole lot of jazz. PCL has 12 local beers on tap and some really delicious food to serve you. PCL also offers yoga, line dancing, tarot card reading, cribbage, game night, dog adoption events, and much, much more. Come visit Pembroke City Limits at 134 Main Street in the historic Suncook Village. PembrokeCityLimits.com.
You are listening to WMNHLP, Manchester's radio.
Broadcasting from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 119 Canal Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Contact us by email at WMNH953@gmail.com or through our website at WMNHradio.org.
It's 9 o'clock.
This is Eleanor Langthorne from Vices Inc., and you're listening to Matt Connrton Unleashed on 95.3 WMNH.
Welcome, everybody. It is that time again. Matt Connrton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious Manchester, New Hampshire. Today is Saturday, September 20th, 2025, for those of you who are listening live. And, of course, you can also stream the show from anywhere. Go to mattconnarton.com/live for all your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. And, of course, I am not alone.
Good morning, sunshine.
Yes, Jenny is here at the news table.
Present and accounted for.
And we are starting off this morning, and let me get those mics up. So we've got a couple of gentlemen here, one of whom is very colorfully dressed. But we have Larry from Loud Entertainment is here. Good morning, Larry.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. And your associate here. And by the way, for those of you who are listening to the show, because obviously this is first and foremost a radio show, but if you are just listening to the audio, I do implore you, go back and check out the video, because we have Mr. I'm not sure your last name, Babu
Fikovic.
Babu Figurich.
Fiko-rich. I wish.
I feel like there's an accent there that I can't replicate, but welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it, and thank you for allowing us in today.
Absolutely. No, it's wonderful to meet you both. So we should, and we'll circle back to it at the end, but I think kind of probably priority number one, at least for people listening live on Saturday, is y'all got a big show tonight, right?
Yes, sir.
We absolutely do. We got coming up tonight, we have a Metallica tribute along with a Godsmack tribute at the Jewel right here in Manchester.
Yeah, right across the street from where we are.
You can throw stones at it.
Yeah. You literally could. Yeah, absolutely. So that's tonight. What time does that start?
Doors open at 7. Show starts at 8. Tickets are available at the door.
Now, is it two different bands, or is it one band
who
does a
different
tribute
bands.
to both? Oh, okay.
Two different bands.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Now you do a lot of tribute shows, right?
We do. We probably put on at least 50 shows a year.
Wow. Okay. So you got something pretty much every week then.
Yeah, pretty much. Sometimes next week we got 3 nights in a row.
Oh, no kidding. Wow. So that's kind of, I feel like that's kind of your specialty, right? But it's not the only thing, because, you're involved in Swarmy Fest. We should mention that too.
Yep.
You're the
absolutely.
promoter for Swarmy Fest coming up November 15th. I wore my sepsis shirt, of course, new one that they gave me last week. Yeah. This will be, this show, not the station, but this show specifically, we're one of the sponsors involved in that. And Jenny and I always look forward to Swarmy Fest every year. So this is going to be great. And, but this is your first year, Loud Entertainment's first year involved in that, correct?
In Swarmy Fest, yes,
Swarmy
it is.
Fest, yeah, great. So how did that come about? I'm really curious. It's a wonderful thing to be a part of, but to be, but you've got a little extra responsibility, right? Because like Jenny and I just have to show up and kind of represent what we do and whatnot. But as the promoter, you've got a lot on your shoulders, right? As the promoters of the show.
Yes, absolutely. There's a lot of organizing things. That particular show has. It's not just a show. I should say it's not just a concert. It is actually a show.
Yeah.
We're going to bring a lot of different acts in and do some different things. And, we try to bring different people in and have a good time. And the more the merrier on that one.
Yeah. So how long has Loud Entertainment existed? And have both of you been, because Babu, you're part. I mean, are you partners in this, or are you?
There are 3 of us involved in it. We
There's
have
3 of
another gentleman named Joe Goncalves. It's
okay. So you've both been there from the beginning. Obviously, you guys started it, or the 3 of you started it.
We were actually doing a show at the Vault, and at that point I didn't know Mr. Babu.
Yeah.
And he walked in the room, and I was sitting there with my girlfriend, and she said,
I assume you noticed him right away.
Well, she did.
Yeah.
She said to me, "See that guy over there?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "That's the way a promoter should be dressed."
Nice.
So later on after the show, there was a local band playing at a bar not far down the road, and we went over there to see that after we were done, and Mr. Babu walked in again.
Yeah.
So I sent him an email the next day. He sent me one back, and I mean, we've been pretty good friends since. Well, I shouldn't even say good friends. We talk daily, so every day.
Excellent. So then how did, did one of you pitch the idea to the other for Loud Entertainment, or how did that happen?
Well, Babu was doing our, Babu, why don't you tell him what's up with that?
Which one?
On the question he just asked.
About Loud Entertainment. Like, how did the 2 of you, it sounds like you became fast friends, But then how did Loud Entertainment come into existence?
Well, Loud was doing shows, and then as Larry mentioned, we kind of met up at this little bar after a gig at the Vault.
Okay.
And he proposed that I do all of their events and MC everything that they do.
Oh, okay.
Which is Jiminy Christmas a lot.
Yeah.
And I was, schlepping around, getting here dribs and drabs, onesie twosies. Now I'm getting like 3 nights in a given week.
Yeah.
I know some bands that, they'll do over 100 gigs a year.
Yeah.
I see us in 2026 being there.
Yeah.
2027
wow.
at the latest.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of venues that are closing. There's a couple of them that we're losing, and that will mean that the bands will have better attendance, I believe, because there's a lot of people out there for these tribute bands to get a foothold on.
I try to say all the time that, at our age, doing these tribute bands, half of us have passed away. The other half never came back to music. So there's a small piece of pie to split up when there's 19 shows going on within 100 miles of each other.
Right.
Yeah, everybody gets a few.
Yeah.
So when you do get that show with 150, 200 people in a small club, you actually had a good night, because that's accomplishing something.
Yeah, absolutely. I hate to see venues closing, though. That's terrible.
One of the big ones out on the what is that?
The Boat.
The Boat.
Okay.
The Boat is closing.
It's cool, though, that you guys take the attitude of, well, it's terrible when venues close, but you got to find the silver linings, right? So
show must go on.
Yep, absolutely.
There's never been more tribute bands than now. Never, ever, ever. The first tribute band that I knew of was way back in the early 80s. It was called Surgical Steel, and they were copying Judas Priest.
Yeah.
And that was the only tribute band then. But now, Jiminy Christmas, there's a Linda Ronstadt one that's up at the Tupelo.
Yeah.
These tribute bands come out. We just got through having a couple of really great country western tribs down at the Plymouth Memorial Hall, which we're going to be doing shows later on this year again.
Excellent.
And some country events. We found out that there's a lot of people out there that, I know you're a rock station, but there are a lot of country fans out there.
Oh, yeah. We have actually our guest in hour number 2, Matt Axton. He's Hoyt Axton's son.
Oh, my.
So we got a country act in the second hour today, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
Son of a gun.
Yeah.
We're having a little.
We
love
all genres.
Yeah. We love all type of music, all genres. We
Same.
Just,
yeah,
do what we can to help out, no matter what it is.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So why is it? Why do you guys think there are more tribute bands than ever right now? What's the reason for that? Do you think? I mean, is there something that's driving that? Or
yeah, they want to be musicians and they want to work.
Yeah. Because you can really make a living doing that, right?
You sure can.
Yeah.
But you also got to realize that the competition is very rough.
Yeah.
There's a couple of bands out there that do well. A guy named Miguel Goncalves runs a band called Back in Black. They really do well. They're AC/DC all over New England, all the way to Western PA. Then there's a band called Crazy Train, Aussie Experience. These cats go to Hawaii. Now, granted, Ozzy just passed, and they're riding the crest of the wave, but they just got through performing for like 8,000 people.
Oh, wow.
They're all over the place now, and they're coming down to the
Jewel.
To the Jewel.
I mean, not to the Jewel, excuse me. They're coming down to the Vault next Saturday night. Crazy Train and who we got with them?
Sugar, maybe.
There's so many shows on the schedule.
Yeah.
I hate to even say it because it's Crazy Train and White Snake.
Yeah.
Which is a White Snake tribute. Those guys are hot too. They are really good right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They're starting to get more and more, playing bigger theaters and stuff.
Okay.
So yeah.
Now, how does it work? I suppose, I don't know if as the promoters, if you have to worry about this part, or it's more the band has to worry about this part, these individual bands. But I've always been curious about, because that's not with tribute bands, that's not a particular zone I've ever had any involvement in. Like, how does that work legally?
Like any other job, you got to pay taxes.
No, but I mean in terms of intellectual property and whatnot. Like, do you know any? Because I'm sure there's stories out there of bands that are maybe doing a tribute act, and they get, somebody kind of taps them on the shoulder, sends them a cease and desist letter or something saying, we don't want you doing this, and
you have to have original photos.
Okay.
Use the word tribute a lot when you're explaining your shows.
Okay.
We just had a recent issue with our show that's going on tonight.
Oh.
About 2 months ago, when we started advertising the show, someone took our venue, our time, our date, and posted real pictures of the real Godsmack on StubHub.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I started getting calls from people and saying, "Hey, we just paid $380 for 4 tickets."
Oh my God.
I'm like, "Are you crazy?"
Oh.
So I'm actually letting them come tonight.
Yeah.
The people that don't have tickets, I'm just going to give them a break at the door.
Yeah.
And they still got, obviously still got to pay to come in, but I'm going to tell them that I've already spoke to StubHub.
Yeah.
And StubHub said to let the people that don't have valid tickets, to tell them to call them in the morning, and they'll fix the situation. They can't do anything about it until after the show.
Okay. So somebody was pulling a scam, in other words. So
Yeah,
they took your show, made it look like it was the actual band.
Yeah, and
put
we
it on
actually
StubHub, wow.
We actually got a phone call from like Godsmack's people, and they're like, "What are you guys doing?" And we're like, "Whoa, that ain't us."
Oh, wow.
I got a call from John over at the Jewel, and he said, "What's going on? Why are you doing this?"
Yeah.
I said, "John, that's not us."
Yeah.
So we all looked into it, and we ended up figuring out that it was a scam.
Oh, that's crazy. I can see how that would happen, though. Wow. So have you ever had a situation where a band is supposed to play and they come to you and they say, "We've got a problem. We got a letter. We heard from somebody's lawyer." That hasn't happened. That's good.
No.
That's good.
And if you really think about it, these tribute bands are doing the bands that they're, copying and honor because they're keeping their music alive.
Yes.
And they're helping sell their product.
Exactly. Yeah. I often, when the subject of tribute bands come up, my favorite band of all time is Kiss. And I'm well aware that because I've read a lot of books about this, how during the 80s, when Kiss was in their non-makeup era, these tribute bands started popping up of Kiss in full makeup. And Kiss is always, I've seen and heard a couple things that make me think in recent years they might have changed their policy slightly. But I know for a long time, Kiss was really good about, they weren't going after anybody, leave them alone, let them do their thing, because they're actually helping. There was a Kiss tribute band in the early 90s. I can't remember who it was. But there was a guy from Boston who was in the band who they did like 5,000 seats at a tribute show in Canada, doing the full makeup show. So it's like, so they were making money, and, it helps, it helps promote the band that they're a tribute of. But I do know too, that there's I remember a few years ago, I think there was a story about Springsteen was harassing somebody who was doing a Springsteen show, saying, "I don't want you doing," but I don't know what the, details were about that either.
Yeah.
And maybe there was something that this guy was doing that Springsteen objected to specifically. I'm not sure, but I know that you can run into trouble. But it sounds like it's been pretty smooth for you guys overall, right?
Well, you got to remember the master marketer is Gene Simmons. He's got one saying that I think is, although a little bit harsh, very correct. He says, if you think that money cannot buy you happiness, you've never had money.
Right.
True.
He's the master marketer. He makes money off of everything he touches, and he's happy as heck to have these Kiss tributes out there.
Yeah.
There's one that Larry and I know well, Kiss Story, with a guy named Vinny.
Okay.
And Vinny is spinning off a little bit into an Aussie trib that they call Sweet Leaf.
Okay.
Vinny's great. He's been a musician all his life. They're over in the New York area, Western New York area mostly. So Kiss Story hasn't come around. We're hoping we can set something up with them in the future.
Oh, yeah. And if you do, and they're coming here, we'd love to get them on the show.
Oh, we'd love to get them in the studio, all makeup and everything.
Oh, hell yeah, I would love that.
Yeah,
that would be my glory. Yeah.
They are bloody right on. I mean, every aspect, boots, everything, cape.
Yeah.
Perfect makeup.
Blood out of the mouth.
The
blood running from his mouth.
I don't know if he does that.
He breathing fire?
I don't believe he does that one, the pyrotechnic thing. And that's kind of a
That's
Gene
true.
thing. I mean, you hold all the liquid in your mouth, you spew it out, and then you purse your lips, because if you draw back, you're going to get a face full of fire.
Oh, yeah. Who's is there anyone you guys have booked who has particularly surprised you in terms of just how good, where you go, wow,
Yes.
like
Absolutely.
A very young band named Under the Horizon has been very, very good.
We love them. We should clarify too for listeners who don't know that they're not a tribute band.
No,
but we've had them on the show, and Jenny and I just saw them last it was a week ago today actually at Bad Burger.
Okay.
With Vices Inc. and Plague Dad. And
they've been making some noise. I mean, that kids and that guitarist is crazy. The drum is great.
Yep.
And the girl, she loosens up a little more every single show. You find her doing something better and better and better, and she's just growing along with the band. And it's, I mean, honestly, they're one of the better, younger, because they are real young. There ain't one in the band that's over 18.
Yeah.
But we try to put them in all our metal shows.
Yeah,
we think they're great.
Yeah,
I mean, the dad, Mike Palmer.
Yeah.
He's taking good care of them kids. He bought them a bus. He's pushing them along.
They got a yellow school bus. They got a yellow school bus. Under the Horizon on the side. It's really great.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Take you back in time when they used to just travel around in a bus together.
Yeah.
Every time they pull up to a show, I'm waiting for the Partridge Family to come popping out.
Right. They've gotten heavier too than when they started. The first time Jenny and I saw them live, it was right after they were on this show, and we went. I think it was that same weekend. We went and saw them at the Tupelo. They were opening for, was it Great White? Who was
They're doing that again.
I'm not sure.
I can't remember.
It was Great White.
It was.
They're
okay.
actually opening up for Great White again in a couple weeks.
The reason I couldn't remember is because Jenny and I went to that show, but we just stayed for Under the Horizon, and then we just wanted to see them, and then we're kind of like, eh.
Another great band that we're working with and see a lot of potential with is a new band, kind of new, Stone Crusher.
I don't know them.
They got a new album out. Their stuff is really, really hot.
Okay.
Their vocalist was named best vocalist in the local area by a Worcester magazine. I can't remember exactly which magazine.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He's got some pipes, no doubt.
Oh my gosh, he's got one of the best. When he hits the high notes, my toes curl.
Really? Yeah. Nice. So, a little bit of a changing gears, Babu. I have to ask you because Larry was talking about. I should ask you this about the time you met Ozzy.
Oh yeah. Excuse me. So there was a casino in King of Prussia, PA, that he came to. Of all places, he was 5 hours drive away from me. My idol, my lifelong idol. You know, all the places in the world, he's 5 hours.
Yeah.
So I went for all 4 days, and I met him several times. And the last day I met him, but when I first come up to him, I was kind of expecting him to go, "Oh gosh, look, there I am," and he kind of went, "Oh, geez, not another one." But I had this coat on, and he dug it, and he goes, "Sharon." Sharon goes, "Ozzy, look at this bloke's coat." So I've got pictures with Sharon, too. She doesn't even weigh 80, 90 pounds, I don't think. She's so tiny.
Yeah.
And, gosh. But when I met Ozzy, he could barely walk. And he was sitting in a chair, and there was 200 people to meet him.
What year was this, roughly?
23.
2023?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
King of Prussia, PA.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this was fairly recent. Okay.
Yeah, it's very recent.
Yeah.
So I got to sit by him, and I have 2 rings that were custom made to copy his cross ring and this star ring. So he sees the cross ring, and he's fascinated with it, and he says, "Mine's gold." I said, "Of course yours is gold. You're Ozzy." I said, "I got poor man silver." But anyway, he's looking at it. He can't see. He keeps pushing my hand down. My hand is on his leg.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to touch these guys.
Yeah.
So I, jerk back, and the guy on the other side starts laughing. The photographer starts screaming, "Ozzy, Ozzy, 1, 2, 3," to snap the picture. You get one shot.
Okay.
So I got this shot of Ozzy, me grinning like hell, and Ozzy looking at the photographer. And right after the shot, he goes, "You wank." And called him out a couple of times, was not happy at all, because he didn't want to talk about this ring.
Oh, okay.
So the guy that was there, I hope I can say wanker on here.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
So anyway, the guy gave us some time, and Ozzy was fascinated where to come from, talking about it. Then he goes, "Look, Oz, got 200 people. We got to get along." And the last thing he said to me was, he goes, "There's only 2 rings in the world like that, mate. Oh, I got one. Hey, you got the other."
Wow.
And 3 feet off the ground, I went and floated away.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
He was going to come to Phoenix, Arizona, and do another one of those things.
Yeah.
Only an hour flight from L.A.
Yeah.
In a Learjet, you know?
Yeah.
He couldn't even do that. I bought tickets for that, and that one, they didn't hold it.
That one got canceled. Yeah.
And I couldn't afford to get over to England for the last show.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just, gosh.
No doubt. What a way to go out though, like doing that show and raising all that money for cancer research and for kids and you know.
Ozzy was a saint, man. Everybody said he was black and dark, but he was very, very Christian.
Oh yeah. It's funny you mentioned that because I remember he was on. This was years ago. He was on Alice Cooper's show, and some people might not know this about Alice Cooper, but he's a devout Christian, and I remember at the end of the interview, Ozzy, he kind of went out of his way to say "God bless you" to Alice, and I thought, oh, that's interesting, because you just don't expect that necessarily, but the character, the character of Ozzy Osbourne, obviously under that was a really good guy, but I've always said too, Black Sabbath to me is, and this is not an original thought, others have said this too, but the most misunderstood band in history. You know what I mean? Like, I think Ozzy said that once. Mm-hmm. Because if you perceive Sabbath as being like evil and dark, and well, yeah, they're dark, but their songs they're not promoting anything. I don't think anyone really thinks this now anyway, but back in the day, people who were afraid of it, whatever, they're not promoting something satanic or anything. It's a commentary on life and the world, and War Pigs, I think, is one of the greatest anti-war songs ever. But, if you go online and you look up a list of great anti-war songs, you'll hear a lot of stuff from the, like more of from the hippies and whatnot. But, you won't see War Pigs on that list. But it's like, why not? It's a fantastic anti-war song, in my opinion.
Babu spent a lot of time out on the road throughout his life, and he's met many, many big rock stars.
Yeah.
And he used to travel. Tell him how you got all your air miles there, Babu.
Oh, yeah, I'm curious.
I used to work for an Arizona company called Arizona Instruments,
Okay.
and they sent me all over the world starting. Then I got a job with another company in Massachusetts called Liquid Solids Control.
Okay.
They sent me all over. And then I got my own company and I went all over. But while I was working for Arizona Instruments, I was in Canada with a green card, a Gold American Express card, carte blanche, go wherever I want, no supervision. And Rush would be playing on Triumph, these places down in the United States with thousands of people.
Yeah.
In fact, I saw them in '83 at the US Festival in California, Triumph.
Oh, wow.
And so I was up in Canada, and they were playing, and I'd go see them. They couldn't even sell out 500 seats.
No kidding.
In their own country. They were not as popular as the United States. Well, consequentially, I get up and get to meet the band, and by the time 2 years was over with, I knew the band Rush and the band Triumph well enough that if there was a show in Cold Lake, Alberta, I found a business reason to be there.
Yeah.
And I was in the dressing room, and I knew Neil Peart very well.
Really?
He was well written. He was an author. He was such an introvert. He didn't want to have a lot to do with people.
Right.
When the show was over, he would run to the limo.
I've always heard that about him from other people who knew him. Yeah, that he was not comfortable with the fame part of being famous.
The only time he come from behind his kit to stand with the other guys in the band was the last show he ever played.
Yeah.
How many times have you chased Kiss around the country?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
My ex-wife, April, was Kiss Army member like 8.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Jiminy Christmas, if they came within 500 bloody miles, I had to go there.
Yep.
And take her there and get as good a tickets as we could afford. And back in the 80s, we spent $5,000 for a meet and greet.
Wow.
That was a lot of money then.
Yeah.
It is still, but a lot more then.
Yeah.
But they did it right. It was an hour. We got to meet everybody in the band.
Yeah.
They had food, they had drinks. They spent at least 15, 20 minutes with everybody in there.
Yeah.
We got all the pictures we wanted on our cell phones and such.
Yep.
So I've got to say that Kiss is one of the best marketed bands out there.
Oh yeah, the most heavily merchandised band in history. I think the Beatles is number 2.
Oh, Jiminy Christmas! You can buy Kiss caskets.
Yeah. Yep.
Kiss condoms.
Yep. Oh yeah,
with all the time that he spent out doing all this rock and roll stuff, it's really a privilege to have him working for Loud because he knows he knows a lot of people. People, especially in New England.
Yeah,
a lot of people are starting to know who the Babu is.
Yep.
And we have a great time with him, and I'm glad to have him aboard. We actually kind of took him, and he's kind of the face of Loud because of his character. And
that makes sense. Yeah.
We got little trading cards made up that he autographs, and we're having a good time with it.
Man, that autograph card is going to be worth so much after I'm dead. It's going to be worth its own weight in paper.
If you're just joining us, we've got Larry and Babu. How do you say your last name again?
Fikovic.
Yep. I got it? Okay.
You got it.
All right. From Loud Entertainment here with us in studio. And so what's kind of the long-term, you guys are running at quite a pace, right?
We are, and we're about to hold theater events. We just finished one at the Plymouth Memorial Hall.
Okay.
We've got the theater up in Jaffrey, New Hampshire.
The Park Theater.
And we've got Marshfield Fairground. We're trying to do a 3-day event there in 2026.
Okay.
We got a couple locations that we play in Providence with music. We go down the Cape. Memorial Hall, obviously.
We're here in Manchester a lot. And we're down at the Vault quite a bit, too.
Okay.
Yes.
I do a little MC work at places like Rascals for my good friend Frank Pupolo.
Okay.
And there's a little plug for you, Frank.
It was great. It was great to meet him. He took like a half hour of his time the other night. We went to his club to see this country line dance thing that works out well for him.
Yeah.
So we went to check it out, and he gave us about a full half hour of his time just to talk about what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
And it was what a guy, nice guy, man.
Oh, that's
Frank's
cool.
a whale in our pond.
Yeah.
He's definitely got that Midas touch. Almost anything he touches.
Now, what do you guys look for in terms of venues to hold events? Like, are there specific things that you?
Depending on the popularity of the band, kind of tells you what size theater you're going to need.
Okay.
It always doesn't turn out that way. Sometimes sell out a smaller club is a better thing because you got a great show and it's packed and people are having fun.
Better to have a small room that's full, right? Than a big room that's
exactly.
half empty or.
But you got tributes out there like, well, you can help me out with this, but like Get the Let Out.
Oh.
They're killing it. They got 15, 20, 30,000 people coming out to see a
God,
tribute.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Killing it all over the country.
Wow.
I held an event at the the Lowell Memorial Theater. I was trying to get the Let Out. Get the Let Out, and they were 7,500.
Yeah.
Within a month, they were over 10,000.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
Within 3 months, they were 20. They sold out the Red Rocks 2 nights in a row.
Really?
That took them up to 40.
That's incredible.
And I believe that Get the Let Out is right around 50,000 a show now. And, it's really interesting because there's far more members than Led Zeppelin. They don't really even look like any of the Led Zeppelin members, but their music is very, very good. And their promotion is top shelf.
Yeah. So are they the most successful tribute band?
I would believe so.
Yeah, I would think so because those numbers
three
are
of
stunning.
them. That one completely Unchained and
Yes,
Back in
completely
Black.
Unchained, killing it too.
Okay.
Gene Hendrix.
They're very confident about what they can draw. They come, they do a great job.
And Alice in Chains tribute?
The one I was just
Van Halen.
That's a Van Halen.
Oh, Van
tribute.
Halen. Okay.
The Alice in Chains band that we use a lot is called Nothing Safe. And a matter of fact, in November 20th, maybe you'll have to look up Loud Entertainment or look up Steve-O.
Yeah.
And they're having a great Lane Staley tribute. Every year, Steve would fly out to Seattle to do the vocals for a show out there that they have that tributes Lane Staley.
Okay.
And Steve actually met Lane Staley's mom, and he has collaborated with all of them to bring us a great show here in Boston at the Ballroom. And it's going to be nothing but a tribute to Lane Staley, and there's going to be multiple artists on the stage doing things like songs in him and things for him, and one special song for his mom, and it's going to be a great show. If you're in Alice in Chains and you want to see the memorial, you're going to see a really good show.
Okay. Very cool.
Once again, it's not a concert; it's a show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I gotcha. Do you guys have any advice for, a lot of musicians listen to this show, a lot of industry people. That's kind of our niche audience, I think. Do you have advice for if there's a musician listening who wants to start a tribute band, or maybe they want to do a solo tribute thing or whatever it is? Like, do you have advice for how to get into it? Because obviously there's, when you're doing that and you're kind of doing that in tribute to someone else's artistic vision and what they've created. I mean, there's probably mistakes that people make, right, when they try to do that.
Yeah, and when you put out a tribute too, it's like, you got to be good. You got to have it down.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, it doesn't serve the purpose of what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
So don't try to jump out too quick. Get yourself together before you decide to take the stage with someone else's name, so to speak. It's
yeah. Make sure you've really got
do
it.
them honor, because if you can't do this tribute stuff halfway.
Right. What about, have you guys worked with anybody who doesn't do it, who kind of puts their own twist on it? I'll give you an example that I don't know if they're still around or not, but there was a tribute band. I happened to find them on YouTube one time, a Kiss tribute band called Reason to Kiss. And what they did, because the name of the band was a play on the song Reason to Live, which obviously came out during the non-makeup era. And what this band did was they called it Reason to Kiss, and it was they were doing acoustic versions only of 80s non-makeup era Kiss songs. So it's funny because some of these Kiss tribute bands, they find this weird niche, and it was I was kind of fascinated by it. But they're obviously doing something different. They're doing Kiss, but they're putting their own spin, their own twist on it. I mean, have you guys worked with anybody who does that? Because there's a risk in doing that, right? Because that can blow up in your face. Do any of the bands that you guys have worked with do anything like that?
No.
No?
No.
Would you, if you came across someone who did do something like that, would you give them a chance, or would that be too...
We're always willing to give you a chance. You just got to show us what you got, and we'll find a stage for you. It's just, you got to have it right.
Yeah.
We being promoters, we can't be left with the bag. I mean...
Right.
So... One of the reasons that we've been able to get so far is because we've been able to work with some bands who nobody else would touch.
Yeah.
And we go in a semi-partnership with them. We say, look, this is it. We'll split. Whatever happens, to play for the door.
Yep.
And some of the venues can't fill.
Yeah.
We had the Jewel over here. We had 200 in there one night. But sadly...
White Snake and...
Looks to Kill.
Yeah, Looks to Kill, Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a good time over there that night.
We did well.
Tonight's show's got a lot of tickets sold to it.
Good.
Yeah,
good.
It's going to be a great show tonight if you can get out. It's at the Jewel in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Yeah.
We're going to be having Metallica and a Metallica tribute.
Yep.
And a Godsmack tribute called Head Smack.
Okay.
And on point, that's great. I can't even tell you.
Really?
Yeah, it's nice. It's good. It's loud. It's real. Solid.
Is it just the two bands, or is there an opener who's not really advertised, or is it just those two bands? Yeah.
Just those two.
Yeah. Do you guys do a lot of shows at Jewel, or?
Yeah. One time we're going to do 50, but we just had to back away and do other shows other places.
Yeah.
I mean, we couldn't put all our eggs in one basket.
Right.
I would say we're probably at the Jewel twice a month.
Okay. Wow.
Maybe even 3 times sometimes.
Oh, excellent.
We got a big next Thursday night. Next Friday night. We have a national tribute coming to the Jewel called Satisfaction.
Okay.
They are a great Rolling Stones band that travels the world.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so that's going to be a great show over there.
And you got to have some cojones to get up there and do Mick Jagger.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
This guy does.
Absolutely.
We absolutely got a Halloween party coming up on October 17th over here at the Jewel.
Yeah.
We're going to be bringing in Lords of Salem, which is a Rob Zombie tribute.
Okay.
And Sun and Steel, which is an Iron Maiden tribute, and both of them are great.
Oh, really?
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we enjoy it. Some people come and they watch it and they're like, "Wow, I didn't think anybody else could do that."
Yeah.
And some of the guys are really, really good at what they do.
And then what's the biggest show you guys have done so far? In terms of attendance, is there one that really stands out as
Yeah, we had a country show last week that's had 1,500 seats.
Yeah.
We did okay with that. And most of them are somewhere between, say, 200 and 500.
Yeah.
It seems to be our big, we're trying to branch out.
Yeah.
We want to get into those places that are selling 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 seats.
Yeah.
Because we want to bring in those national acts from around the country, around the world.
Yeah.
Like Completely Unchained. Gene Hendrickson is willing to work for the door. He's so confident, or part of the door.
Yeah.
He's so confident in him, his draw, and his band.
Yeah.
At one time, he had this guy that was the most fantastic drummer I can think of, but he's got a drummer now that equals him.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of... Gene Hendrickson is Tommy Hendrickson of the Hollywood Vampires' older brother.
Oh, okay. Oh, interesting.
So, and I mean, Gene and I are 2 years difference in age, and he's like a chiseled Greek statue.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know of any 20-year-old who can go shirtless, but he can go shirtless.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, that's cool.
You see him up there jumping around like he's 25. He does a great job.
Just had hip surgery, but he still does the kicks up and over the microphone.
You wonder why he's had hip surgery. Wonder why he's had hip surgery.
Wow. Whatever Iggy Pop's been doing, this guy must have been doing it too, huh?
Oh, Iggy. Poor Iggy. He needs to put
He's
the
doing
shirt
it,
on.
though, and they're doing very well. They're all over the place. As a matter of fact, I think last night or tonight, they're in Melbourne, Florida.
Really, yeah?
Yeah. Completely Unchained. Just got it going on.
Wow, that's
He
fantastic.
does over 120 gigs a year. He's the hardest. Like I say, they only know of two other guys that work as hard as him.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Now, sometime in the early spring, if you follow us, you'll get the date. We're going to be doing a big festival at the Marshfield Fairgrounds in Marshfield, Massachusetts.
Okay.
We plan on having two really big bands there on Friday night that'll, pack us in. Then Saturday night, we're doing, I think, 8 bands. And then Sunday, we're going to do a family Southern country thing with a pig roast on Sunday.
Okay.
So we'll basically have a show for the entire weekend. Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Okay.
We got some really good people that are available for it, and we're starting to put it together. We should have a set date by the end of the week.
Yeah. Nice.
Hoping we can get 4 Horsemen in on that.
No, that would be nice.
4 Horsemen. Who's that?
Metallica Trib, one of the
Gotcha.
best ones out there.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah. 4 Horsemen
Sean
are killing
does a good act, I want to tell you.
Really? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who? By the way, so what band has the most, like, from what you've observed, has the most tributes? Because I've always had the impression there's a lot of Motley Crue tribute bands. Am I right about that? It seems It seems like Motley Crue tribute bands are everywhere.
Alice in Chains too.
They have a lot of them.
Yeah, they're saturated with Alice in Chains out there.
Yeah.
There's a couple that are really good, but then you got
Some
saturated.
Some of them East Coast Alice. That's the only East Coast. That's the only Alice band out here. There's only one on the West Coast.
Okay.
Now that is something.
But Mike Carmo is freak. I go out with other people, and when I went with Mike Carmo to see Alice Cooper, people were walking past me like I was a ghost.
Really?
To
Yeah.
get a picture with Alice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike's great.
Huh.
He puts on the whole act. It's so theatrical up on the stage because he's acting out like the meaning of the song the whole time. He's very, just like Alice Cooper does.
Yeah.
Very good with that.
Did you bring that in?
No.
Oh, that's Jenny's.
Oh.
You can't steal Jenny's ginger
No,
ale.
I getting dry, man. I snagged it.
I'm hoping I could get some water.
Oh, we're almost done, guys, because we're getting close to the top of the hour. What's that? No, he didn't open
I
it.
didn't
I saw him holding it. I was like, whoa.
If it would have been not opened, I would have.
Yeah. We can only have water in here. We can only have plain water in this room anyway, because if something gets spilled, it's I'm in a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
like fire on a ship.
That's right.
A lot of cords around you.
Yes. But no, we're about done the segment anyway. But before we wrap up, so I want to thank you guys for coming in. This has been wonderful. And like I said too, because I've been in the music industry for a long time, but the tribute band zone isn't something I know that much about. So this has been really interesting for me because I love to learn as much as I can. And it sounds like you guys are having a lot of success, which is great. So I love it. Where should people go online? Like, where's the best place to go to keep up with everything that you guys are doing with Loud Entertainment or anything else that you want us to know about?
Loud Entertainment has a Facebook page called Loud Entertainment MA for Massachusetts. We'll get you there.
Okay.
You're looking for the logo of Loud, which is a orange, yellow, and red speaker with the big word Loud across it. And we
go online, you'll see my image on Facebook representing the company.
Yeah.
And I have a page called Tazi, Productions. Which
okay.
I put my loud stuff on.
Excellent. Okay.
We do a lot. We're really having a good time with this. And like I told you earlier, I haven't been at it all my life. So I'm full of energy and I'm not burnt out. So I am ready to conquer. And then this guy over here, it's nice to have him around because all his knowledge of rock and roll and everything really helps us out.
Absolutely. And one more time, too, for people who are listening to the show live on Saturday, remind people tonight, big show tonight.
Big show.
Tonight, the doors open at 7.
At the Jewel.
And the show starts at 8.
Okay.
And come on down. There are a few seats available. We do have a very good, solid crowd there tonight.
Yeah.
And we'd love to have you. We'd love to have you at any loud show. And we'll be back next Thursday with the Satisfaction Rolling Stones tribute, National Act.
Excellent.
And if you're in the north, down towards South Shore, we have a great shows going on at the Vault. And with like I said, that's next Saturday night with Whitesnake and Crazy Train.
Yep.
Crazy Train. Okay, very good, very good. Well, guys, thank you both so much. This has been wonderful, Larry and Babu
Bikovich. And by the way, I want to say one more thing.
Yes.
Come to this show because I'll be throwing about 24 T-shirts, some totes, Babu T-shirts.
Nice.
One more thing I just want to mention is Swarmy Fest again.
Oh, yes, thank you.
They're a local band. We love those guys over there.
Sepsis, yep.
They float to their own beat. They're very down the middle type of people. And the shows they put on, it's like we don't want to bring you to a concert at their stuff. We want to bring you to a show. So we've added so much to this, different acts, different types of people, different things.
Silent Season is co-headlining. You got Under the Horizon. It's going to be a great
Sepsis,
night. Yep.
Cherry Fog.
Oh yeah. Will mentioned Cherry Fog, I think, when Sepsis was here last week. And I'm not familiar with them, but I'm looking forward to seeing them.
Yeah, that's going to be a party. If you can make it out to Swarmy Fest, don't miss it.
Yeah.
And also, don't miss our Halloween party over at the Jewel on October 17th.
Okay.
Lords of Salem, Rob Zombie tribute, and our Sun and Steel, Iron Maiden tribute.
Okay.
It'll be a great time.
Okay, fantastic. All right, well, so we'll let you guys go. Thank you both so much. And if you are listening live on Saturday, we have Matt Axton coming up in the second hour, calling in from the road. He's on a big national tour.
Yes.
And so there is plenty more to come. But, guys, thank you both again so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
No Hey neighbors, make a difference in our community and help bring a free outdoor concert series to Veterans Park in downtown Manchester over the next 3 summers. As one of 100 communities in the U.S. competing for a special grant, Manchester needs your vote. Head to 603concerts.com and select Manchester NH or text Manch NH, all caps, to 877-409-5525. That's 877-409-5525 to vote. Do it today. Show the power of community in action. Voting ends Monday, September 15th at 8 p.m. Together we make live music happen.
Luigi's Pizza Bar and Grill.
For everyone, let's raise a slice on high with toppings all around. It's a pizza party, oh my.
Luigi's Pizza Bar and Grill, 712 Valley Street, Manchester. Come on in or call 622-1021. Luigi, keeping the tradition alive since 1975.
Pizza for everyone, come join the feast tonight. With each slice and topping, everything feels so right.
In times of crisis, you need a law firm that stands by your side. With over 40 years of experience, Craig & Getsoulis is dedicated to fighting for your rights. As former state prosecutors, our attorneys have the knowledge and trial experience to provide an aggressive defense against any charge, from DUIs to homicides. If you've been injured, our compassionate team will assess your case and fight for the compensation you deserve. Serving all of New Hampshire, Craig & Getsoulis is here when you need us most. Visit craiggetsoulis.com for a free consultation. Craig & Getsoulis, your advocates, your allies.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry. Located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Hey everyone, this is Rob Azevedo, host of Granite State of Mind, and I want to tell you about Pembroke City Limits in the historic Suncook Village. PCL is an award-winning bar, restaurant, and music venue where there's live music 5 days a week and twice on Saturdays. Everything from blues, country, folk, funk, and a whole lot of jazz. We have 12 craft beers on tap dedicated to local brewers in the area and some of the friendliest bartenders around. Please come visit Pembroke City Limits at 134 Main Street in the historic Suncook Village, only 6 miles outside of Manchester. Open Tuesdays to Wednesdays, 4 to 10, Thursdays to Sunday, 11 to 10. Pembroke City Limits, where it's all about the music.
Diz's Cafe is the place to put a smile on your face. Judy and the crew will take care of you. Bring your appetite and treat your taste buds right. Diz's Cafe is always a winning choice. Breakfast, lunch, or supper. Diz's Cafe at 860 Elm Street in downtown Manchester. Dine in, take out, or make a reservation. Call 603-606-2532. Eat, drink, and be happy. Diz's Cafe.
When it comes to keeping WMNH on the air and your own personal or business computer needs, trust Groland Computers. Located on Elm Street in Manchester, Groland handles computer repair, virus removal, and custom-built systems. Are you looking for budget-friendly options? Check out our selection of fully inspected used computers. We offer tailored on-site solutions. No unnecessary expenses here. Visit Groland.com or call Groland Computers at 603-645-0101. Your tech, your way. Trust Groland Computers.
Midnight. 7 times out of 10, we listen to our music at night. Thus spawned the title of this program.
Late Night Delight with DJ Midas, right here on WMNH Manchester.
You want to know why? Because I'm on the radio.
Saturdays and Sunday nights, midnight to 4 a.m.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Behold the harmony of airwaves as you immerse yourself in the captivating frequencies of WMNH-LP, the sonic heartbeat of Manchester, transcending through the ether at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation. Our transmissions emanate from the zenith of 1000 Elm Street. Venture into the heart of our creative realm at 119 Canal Street, where innovation and sound collide. We bear the imprimatur of Manchester Public Television Service in the venerable city of Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Enrich your auditory journey with the depth of our licensed residents. Dispatch your missives to WMNH953@gmail.com or traverse the virtual corridors of WMNHradio.org. Engage with our sonic vibrations by communing with us through the digital channels. Your radio beckons, eager to enthrall you with its mesmerizing cadence and envelop you in a symphony of boundless auditory wonder.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
When Matzo wakes up in the morning, he gets into the shower, and to the top of his lungs, he sings, I'm the man. I do what I want because I can. All right, back to the radio show now. All the best, Jerry.
Won't you take me to the ocean side? I'll catch a boat and I'll sail across the sea. Tell them that I'm not coming back. Won't you take me out to the desert height so I can see what I'm really made of? Tell them that I'm not coming back. 'Cause it takes time to make time in this crazy, crazy city. I'm going where they say all the living. Won't you take me out to the grassland so I can see for miles around? Tell them that I'm not coming back. Won't you take me up to the mountains high, where the trees they rise into the sky? Tell them that I'm not coming back. 'Cause it takes time to make time in this crazy, crazy city. I'm going where they say all the living is easy. Yes, they do now. Won't you take me to the darkest night where nobody else has ever been? Tell them that I'm not coming back. 'Cause it takes time to make time in this crazy, crazy city. I'm going where they say all the living is easy. Well, it takes time to make time in this crazy, crazy city. I'm going where they say all the living is easy.
What a great track. That is Matt Axton, and the song is Crazy City. And we're going to be speaking with him in just a moment. Welcome, everybody. We have entered hour number 2, numero dos, of Matt Connrton Unleashed on this Saturday morning, September 20th, from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious Manchester, New Hampshire. And Matt Axton is going to be coming to Manchester on September 24th at the Rex Theater. But let's see if we have him on the line. Matt, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm right here.
Hey, welcome. So you are calling from the road, correct? You're out on tour right now. Where are you calling us from?
We're out in Great Barrington, Massachusetts. We played at the Guthrie Center last night out here, the Arlo Guthrie Center.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Yeah, you're touring. Let's see. So you started this month, and then you're touring into October as well, correct? You're out on the road for a couple months.
Absolutely, yeah. This is the longest tour to date from us. We came all the way from Los Angeles, California, started out in Oklahoma, went down south, and then have just been hitting our first ever, eastern seaboard, northeast run of our existence, and we're very excited to be up here.
Oh, very cool. Well, welcome to New England, and I know you're going to be right here in Manchester on the 24th. I want to start here because I played that song Crazy City. You sent us a bunch of tracks to choose from. I opened with that one because selfishly that is my favorite, and I want to tell you what I love about it. Because you sort of blend genres a little bit. I know it kind of falls under the Americana genre category of what you do, but that tends to be a mix of things. Americana is kind of a broad term. It tends to be a mix of things. What I love about Crazy City is, it's got that Americana, that folk sort of touch of country vibe. Not too country. It's not overly twangy, but it's, it's such a great song. But then you get to that point in the song too where it kind of gets a little bit funky and a little bit of soul to it. And I really like the way you slip that into the song. It kind of changes a little bit, but it also fits in so seamlessly. But I notice it the first time I listen to it when it gets to that part. And you know the part of the song, obviously. I'm like, ooh, I really like that. So I think that is such a great tune. That is my personal favorite of the ones that I listen to. And but you kind of blend genres a little bit. And I really like that. And I love that song. I wanted to tell you that right up front. I think that's such a great track.
No, well, thank you for mentioning that and listening. I'm glad that one struck you like that because, yeah, absolutely. You mentioned sort of Americana as a catch-all term in the industry. And, some people think of that maybe, sometimes it can be too broad of a genre, but I think that is its strength to me, is that you can mix, like you said, a little bit of country, a little folk, a little rock and roll. Sometimes you can get a little bluegrassy, a little soul in there. Mm-hmm. And I come from, legacy. My dad, Hoyt Axton, really never fit in one genre. He hopped all over. He just believed in writing a good song no matter what kind it was. And I fell under that as well. I couldn't help but escape. But embrace that mentality around songwriting. So in a show, we're going to sort of take you on Americana journey is what I say at the beginning of the show. We're going to mix it up a little bit and tell some good legacy stories. And in the end, I just want you to tap your foot, get your mind moving a little bit, and give you a little escape if we can.
So I'm curious to ask you about this. Is there a certain... I've heard musicians who have famous families, or they have a famous mom or a famous dad, or talk about how there can be a certain weight to that. There's a certain pressure that comes with that. And I'm curious if that's how it is for you. Obviously, you're very proud of your legacy. You embrace it, but you don't, you embrace it, but you don't, you have your own identity, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, you are Matt Axton and you have original music that you've created. You're not doing, you're not doing a show where you just go out and play your dad's music, for example. Maybe you have done that in the past. I don't know. But you have your own music. You have your own vibe. You have your own sound. But you also have this incredible legacy that you have to, of your family, that you have to carry around with you. Is there any kind of pressure with that, or do you take that in stride, or are you very comfortable with it, or how do you deal with that? I'm really curious about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I don't think of it as a pressure much. I think of it more as an honor.
Yeah.
In a way. Both my grandmother was an amazing, songwriter and curator of community through art, and she started a lot of musicians in the industry, mainly in Nashville in the 60s through the 90s. And so, it's an amazing legacy to keep alive. It is so, like, it's a communal, touched so many different genres, different generations of musicians, and I feel like I'm more walking with them than, it's like to have them on my shoulders weighing anything down. And I'm lucky in one way, too, that the legacy I get to keep alive is pretty dang fun.
Yeah.
My dad's biggest song was Joy to the World, and that was really his mantra around life is the joy of art and community that you can create through that. Every once in a while we'll do a Hoyt dedicated show. I'll grab his band and we'll do some very, very history-laden stuff. But for me, like I mentioned earlier, my dad was so eclectic. I can really mix in his songs in any way that we can, and that's a real challenge and a fun thing for me is to sort of weave in all the legacy stuff into our original songs as well. And then I have the axe and curse of just way, way too many songs, hundreds of them. They keep pouring out of my brain all the time. It's a curse, like I said, but it's also a really fun adventure every time. And one other thing that's different with my legacy too is a lot of legacy kids have one parent who's the creative and then one parent who sort of stays home and keeps everything balanced. And
sure.
I did not have that aspect. My mom was my dad's piano player and band manager and tour manager. So when it was time to go on the road, it was a musical, we all went, the whole family. So I was just always sort of, enwrapped in this lifestyle.
Growing up in a family like that, was it just kind of a foregone conclusion that this is what you were going to be doing? I mean, was there ever a moment growing up where you thought, I might do this for a career, I might do that, I might do something else, or was this always the obvious path for you?
I mean, truthfully, no, it wasn't. I mean, music was always around. Like, people ask, like, "Oh, did you like it? Were you going to do it?" And I'm like, "Well, it just was always there. It was just a thing that was constantly happening." But I know I was supposed to go. I got a scholarship to go play football at University of Oklahoma out of high school, and that was sort of my, my main direction. I was going to go do sports, and then I ended up hurting my knee really bad and had to get surgery. And as I was laid up for a few months, laying on the couch, I grabbed the guitar and I started strumming. I was like, wow, this is sort of easy. Let me see if I can write a tune. Okay, that was fun. Let's keep going. And the rest is history. I haven't put it down since,
I'll be damned. That's wild. So if you hadn't gotten hurt, you might have gone on to the NFL. Who knows, right? But it's interesting. So and so obviously getting injured, that's a terrible thing. But, you took it and you did something positive with it using that time to really to effectively start your music career right at that moment, as your own entity on your own path. That's fantastic, and that's wild. Do you ever look back and think? Do you still have thoughts about what would have happened if you had been able to just continue to play football without the interruption of that injury? Do you ever have fantasies about playing in the NFL or anything like that, or?
Oh, absolutely. Especially when I go look at my bank statements and my gas tank. I'm like, what's wrong with me? No. But it's one of those things. Everybody has those moments in their life, right, where it's the fork in the road. And you're like, hey, if I would have chose this, what would have happened? What would my life be like? And the reality is, as much fun as it would have been to do that and live that lifestyle, I love that. I actually coached high school basketball for 10 years after that when I was still I was still an active musician up in Northern California where I'm from, and was able to coach in sort of the slow seasons. And so I've always been able to stay active in sports that way.
Yeah.
But I think, music is, I keep mentioning it's such a connector. It's an amazing thing. It's the closest thing to magic I think we have in the world, right? Art and music in particular can cross languages and oceans and generations and really unite people if it's done well and really inspire people if it's needed. And I just think, there's nothing more powerful than a really good song sometimes. So that's an honor. And I tell people every show, like, my soul is very full. It's just my wallet and gas tank are empty.
Understandable. Matt, I don't know if something shifted on your end. All of a sudden, the phone line's a little bit choppy. I don't know if you went to a different room or something.
Okay.
Something.
Well, I'm still here. I have not moved. I'm standing in the corner of this little room here.
Okay. Yeah. It just sounds. That's okay. We'll work with it though. And then when you said this is the longest tour that you've been on so far, coming all the way out to the East Coast.
Yeah, absolutely. So we usually go out to Nashville about every 6 months and sort of zigzag back to California and add some markets. And this is the first time we have decided to go east out of Nashville. We were there for Americana Fest for about a week, and we got this gig up here in Great Barrington at the Guthrie Center, and we wanted to build a tour around it. So my mom is actually from upstate New York, so I've spent a little time growing, as a kid coming out here, but we wanted to, go full force and bring our music to new ears and hopefully make a bunch of new friends.
Oh, outstanding. By the way, whatever was wrong with the phone cleared up, so it's just probably something, some kind of external issue. I can hear you great now, so which is good because I'm enjoying talking with you. You mentioned too, you've got a lot of songs. Did I read this correctly? Have you recorded over 300 songs already? Is that number correct?
I've written over 300 songs. I've only recorded about 30 or 40, but like I said, it's a continual process, I think, for the rest of my existence.
So when you go to record an album or you're going to be going into the studio, is it hard to pick? I mean, it's a good problem to have, I guess, right, to have so much material, but is it hard to make those decisions about what you're going to record and what you're going to maybe put on the back burner, knowing that some songs you might never get a chance to record, right, because you've written so many? I mean, is that difficult to narrow that down?
I mean, a little bit. And like I said, it's a good problem to have, a problem nonetheless.
Yeah.
And what I try to do, I always try to do one Hoyt cover song every album. I always pay homage to one of his tunes.
Yeah.
And so that's going to add a little bit more time to that process. But, right now, the group I'm bringing on tour, my main group, it's called, Mad Accident and Bad Moon, is sort of a more country-leaning Americana outfit.
Yeah.
And we do a lot of, for fans of Hoyt Axton and the Allman Brothers, it basically is what we meet. So there's a lot of what we call guitarmonies. There's two guitars sort of, singing together a lot, which brings, that element of Allman Brothers, Grateful Dead, the Southern rock element to it So when we started playing a couple years ago, naturally my songwriting style will start adjusting to that.
Yeah.
And I'll go dig into the vault, and I'm like, I wrote this song a long time ago that would fit really well. And so it's constantly sort of, unearthing stuff and then adding new things and adjusting. So it's like I said, it's a challenge, but it's something that I'll run at full force.
Have you always played with a full band, or do you ever do solo shows, just you and a guitar on a stool or anything like that, or is it always a full band?
No, absolutely. We sort of mix it up all the time. I do a lot of solo, folk singer-songwriter stuff. That's how my dad, cut his teeth. He just grabbed a guitar and jumped in a car and traveled over the country in the early 60s and went to every music mecca he could find and just absorbed as much as he could. Went up to New York, went to Chicago, went down south to the blues meccas, and that really, set him up on the path, like I said, of being hyper-eclectic and just really wanting to write a good song. And I couldn't help but, sort of follow that path. And there's something, it's a different connection with just you and a guitar on a stage. There's nowhere to hide. With the band, you can have, there's much higher highs. You can just get so much more sound. But I enjoy both. And truthfully, when I was born, my dad was, I'm my dad's youngest kid. So he was a lot more settled and had a very consistent band by the time I came around.
Sure.
But what he would do every show is he would start it with the full band, and then he'd send him off in the middle, and he'd just come out with the guitar and do a lot of his early folk stuff. And that was always the moment that people sort of resonated with the most, or that resonated with them.
Oh, interesting.
And, so there's just something raw and really intimate about doing that, and I love it. I mean, I write all my songs that way.
Yeah.
Just me and a guitar, sort of. I was born and raised up in Lake Tahoe, California, up in the high Sierra Nevada mountains, and I just go sit out there on the porch and stare out into nature and try and get inspired whenever I can. And now I live in Los Angeles, so now I stare at traffic and get inspired. It's a lot of fun.
A lot of traffic there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So you mentioned, so you're the youngest. You said you're the youngest child of your dad?
Yeah.
Did your siblings, I don't know how many siblings you have, but have any of them also taken this path, or just you, in terms of, your dad's legacy, following that and becoming a musician and doing all that you're doing? Are you the only one, or?
I'm the only one left doing it as a full-time thing. All my siblings tried in some sort of form. My sister, April, tried to do. She went more the acting side of things. My oldest brother, Mark, went to the production side. He was the smart one. He did stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And then my middle brother, Michael, tried to do sort of the traveling troubadour thing. So they all gave it a good shot, and all talented in their own right. But now it's it's fallen on me. Like I said, I have. They had a different mother. My mom is the one who sort of balanced everything out. I tell people, my mom is a classical piano master, like a maestro.
Yeah.
And my dad is a country bumpkin, so I land somewhere right in the middle of those two. I try.
So now I'm not sure. You mentioned you're the youngest. I'm not sure when exactly your dad passed away, but did he ever get to see you on a stage playing, or I'm not sure the timeline.
No, yeah. So he passed away actually in 1999.
Oh,
last
wow.
millennium.
Wow.
And I was 16 years old when he did. So we connected enough to have some good moments. But no, he passed before I was ever able to find my own voice. Really.
Okay.
But what he would do, when we were on tour, he'd bring the kids up every show. He'd pick songs to bring the kids up. We always do Joy of the World as a big family group at the end. So I got to be on stage with him and share some musical moments, but never got to show him my own voice, like I said.
Yeah, that's cool though that you got to be on stage with him. That's and to do that, that's great. And what about your mother? Is she still with us, or?
Yeah, absolutely. She actually came out for the show last night. On very special occasions, I get to bring her out, and she still plays in the band, and is absolutely the highlight, the best person on the stage every time.
Oh, my God.
And when I go back up to Lake Tahoe, I run a couple music festivals and nonprofit music, music nonprofits up in my hometown. And she sort of leads that, and she jumps in the band, and I get to jump in her band all the time. So that part's still magical, keeping Hoyt alive with people in his band.
That's fantastic. That must be so much fun. That is so cool that you get to do that. And I'm sure she's very, very proud of you, and that's great. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. And she's really good too. That's the fun part. It's not just being like, "Oh, here's my mom." It's always like, I'm always like, "Do something amazing," and she does it.
Oh, that's outstanding. Oh, by the way, so the tour. So I was reading the tour is called Beast Goes East. Now, obviously, the East I get because you're living on the West Coast and we're on the East Coast. But why Beast?
Well, so one of the if people cannot tell. from us talking about football and all that kind of good stuff, I'm a larger human being.
Okay.
And one of our mascots, you'd say, is people call me the last California Grizzly. So there's a lot of bear influences in a lot of our artwork and all that kind of stuff. So it was more, the beastly bear is finally treading east type thing. And it just rhymes. Us musicians like rhymes.
Right. That's true. Yeah, I'm looking at a picture on your website of you and three other guys who I assume are in your band, and you are kind of how tall are you? Because in this picture, but you can't tell from a picture. I mean, you could be standing on something, I don't know, but it looks like you're towering over everybody else.
Well, I make them do that. That's an ego thing.
Gotcha.
I make them kneel down and stuff. No, but so I'm about 6'4".
Oh, you're
on a good day.
Okay,
and,
you're a big guy. Yeah.
Yep. And you know, 260 pounds, but getting a little bigger every day on tour. I tell you what. But it's, you know, also it's funny because I have a pretty tall band too. Just it happened that way. And so most people don't notice until I get off stage, you know. Then I start talking to them, like, "Oh my God!" They're like, "What happened?" Especially with the cowboy boots on, dang near 8 feet tall.
Right.
You know. So, but yes, that's the beastly part. Like I said.
Where does your height come from? Was your father tall?
You know, he was about 6 feet tall, but
okay.
You know, he was as wide as the Mississippi type thing, and
yeah,
he always wore cowboy boots and a big cowboy hat. So he just had one of those larger than life sort of personalities and statures. And my mom's 6'1", so I think 6'1" plus 6 feet equals 6'4". That's just math, I think.
Well, that's definitely there's definitely something genetic on your mom's side because 6'1", that's very tall for a woman. That's very tall. Wow.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah.
That would definitely explain it. Wow. So you're going to be so what should, for our listeners who are in the area, and of course, you know, online we have listeners all over, but for our local listeners who listen on FM here in Manchester, what should they expect? Again, you're going to be at the Rex Theater on September 24th. Looks like shows at 7:30. Do you have an opener with you, or is it just you and your band, or how does that work?
No, this one is just us and our band. You know, when we were reaching out trying to figure out how to set this tour up, you know, the Palace Theater and the Rex Theater are like, hey, you know, just give it a shot. Just come out here and see if we can, you know, give you a good spotlight to bring your music. And very grateful for that. Like I said, it's our first time in all these markets, and we'd love to sort of make this a routine. We've had a great tour so far, just, you know, like I said, meeting good people and telling good stories. And we sort of adjust the show to every different venue. You know, on this tour, we've done a couple festivals. We do some late-night honky-tonks, some fun little divey bars, and we really changed the show to every place. And I know, like last night at the Guthrie Center, we did a little more intimate, a lot more history and storytelling and explaining the ins and outs and the whys of the artistic lifestyle and all that fun stuff. So the Rex will be similar to that, but at the same time, we like to you know, rock out and groove out and get people to sort of tap their feet and have a good time. So it's going to be a good mix of those, and that's my job, is to figure out exactly how to give you guys the best experience for the people in the room.
I'm curious too. Do you know ahead of time before you arrive at the venue? Do you know enough about that particular venue where you've already planned out what the show is, or are you going into that? Are you kind of reading the room? Like, do you arrive at the venue and you kind of check the place out and you think, okay, now that I'm here, now that I'm physically here, and I can take this all in, now I kind of know what the show's going to be tonight. I mean, is it that spontaneous, or do you already know before you arrive at the venue?
No, it's a good mix, you know, especially for newer markets and new venues, right? You sort of, you know, we know this is more of a seated theater, so we'll treat that a little differently than we will. Like a couple of days ago, we played at this, you know, raucous honky tonk in New York City. So we know we're going to treat those a little differently in general, right? But, you know, we also adjust when we get in there. We want to feel this sounds so hippy dippy artist, but we're going to like sort of feel the energy and talk to the staff and talk to, you know, see who's coming and showing up and sort of work it around that. And it's a challenge, but it's a really fun one and something that we've been working really hard on, and very proud of the ability to do that.
And it's nice that you play the style that you play and the configuration of your band and everything. That gives you some flexibility to kind of change that on the fly if you need to, which I'm sure is very nice. I'm always kind of jealous of that. I'm a musician and I've played in some bands, but none of the bands that I ever played in were the kind of band where we could show up at a venue and say, oh, let's change the vibe a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like if you're playing in a hardcore metal band or something, it's, you know, you're doing the same thing no matter where you're playing. But I've always been kind of envious of musicians who have that, a scenario where they can kind of switch it up if they need to. But no, that's really cool. So that's going to be, September 24th at 7:30 p.m. at the Rex Theater, right in downtown Manchester. And by the way, too, for our local listeners, if you've never been to the Rex, it's really beautiful. So you should definitely check it out. And this sounds like it's going to be a great show. So, Matt, before we let you go, and we are going to play another track at the end of our conversation, I think I'm going to play Same Old Story because that's another one that I really like a lot. I think that's really cool. But anything else, too, we should know about how people should find you online? Where's the best place to go to follow everything that you're doing? I know you've got a huge social media following, which is fantastic and such an important part, too, of the times that we live in, having that social media following. That's something your dad never had to worry about, certainly. But in 2025, you gotta work the social media. But where's the best place for people to go online to follow everything that you're doing?
Yeah, so our main site, and number one, I cannot agree more. Like, we just live in a digital social world now, and so that's what it's all about, right? I mean, the power is in the independent artist's hands, and I'm fiercely, proudly independent when it comes to that stuff. So every clap and every click really matters a lot to people in our realm.
Yep.
But so mattaxton.com is the main site. Very simple. And then Matt Axton Music on all the social media platforms on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all those things. And, it's something, social media is amazing because you can really connect with people that you wouldn't really have got any chance to in the past. It can be daunting and crazy at times, but in the end, that's what it's about, with connecting with people. So please come say hi on any sort of way. Obviously, in person is the best, so I can bilk you for all your Bitcoins or whatever. But in the end, like I said, it's just about connecting with people and spreading a little bit of joy. That's our job.
Absolutely. And before we let you go, and we're going to play this track, Same Old Story, anything we should know about this song? I really like this song a lot, too. Anything we should know about it?
Yeah, so this is one, like I was sort of talking about earlier, where I've had it for quite a while. And when I got this band together, I've had my right-hand man, guitar player Taylor Kropp, / Allman Brothers protege, sort of. Been playing with him for about 2.5 years. He's the main other player in the band. Once he joined the band, I was like, ooh, I'm going to go dig into my archives and pull this song out. It's become sort of a staple. It's the last single we just released. It's the one we're touring around right now.
Yep.
I'm very proud of it. And it's just a good old-fashioned, like, sort of outlaw country vibe, but with the story of some common things, some money, some heartbreak, some life experiences that we all sort of connect with at the end, with a little uplift at the end, saying, "Hey, man, we can all figure this out. It's just the same old story. Let's go."
Yep, I love it. Absolutely love it. Very good. So we're gonna end with that. So we'll let you go so we can hit that track. But Matt Axton, thank you so much. Have a great show. Have a great. Where are you playing tonight, by the way?
We're playing out in New Jersey somewhere. I don't know. I don't even know where I am. What day is it? I don't know.
Somewhere on the East Coast. People can go to the website to find it. But so have a great show tonight in New Jersey, and of course, sounds like the tour is going well. So we wish you continued success with that, and look forward to having you in Manchester on September 24th. And thank you so much for joining us today. I really enjoyed the conversation. You've been generous with your time. It's great to speak with you, and be safe on the road.
Well, thank you so much for letting me talk, and a great name, by the way, Matt's Unite.
Yes, absolutely. Matt's Unite. I like it. All right.
Thank you again, and thanks for playing our music out there.
You got it. All right, Matt. Thank you. Take care.
All right, bye.
All right, that was the great Matt Axton, and again, he will be in Manchester at the Rex Theater on September 24th. 7:30 p.m., but let's play this again. I really, really like this song a lot. This is called Same Old Story, and this is Matt Axton.
It's the same old story once again. And I guess some things just never change. Well, now he was just a nice young man, getting by the best he can. Just wanted to do things right, have a happy house and home, try to love his wife. Came back one day after slaving away, opened the door up the stairs, but his wife was not alone up there. It's a broken, oh, it's a broken it's the same old story once again. And I guess some things just never change. Won't you try a bit? Now you are more than. If you take too much, too little, that could turn out bad. Money don't mean a thing when you're stone flat broke. Don't come bother me for change. Stay happy, healthy, as long as you can. Remember, there's no money in the cure. It's in the treatment, man. But it's the same old story once again. And I guess some things just never change. am just one little light, an actor in this great play of day and night. Just a faint blink in the scheme of time. Grateful for what I have and what I find. Amazed at what I grab and the ones that came before to give me a chance. But it's the same old story once again. And I guess some things just never change. But it's the same old story once again. And I guess some things just never
That's a fun song. Same old story. That is Matt Axton. And Matt Axton will be at the Rex Theater on September 24th, right here in Manchester, New Hampshire. So check him out. But, of course, I know we have listeners online from all over. So if you go to mattaxton.com, you can find all his tour dates. He's going to be playing, he said, somewhere in New Jersey tonight. And I really enjoyed speaking with him. So thank you again. Matt, if you're still listening, thank you again for joining us this morning. I really enjoyed our conversation. And I am definitely a fan. And check out Matt Axton online. He's got a big social media following, too, so he's very easy to find. But, again, he will be at the Rex Theater right here in Manchester on September 24th. So be sure to you can get your tickets right online. And let's see. Well, speaking of shows and so forth, so, well, we'll get to this in a moment. There's some pretty big music industry news I do want to dive into with Jenny for a few minutes. But first, we should also talk about what we did 1 week ago today, last Saturday, because we went to a couple of great events.
Yeah, we did.
So we went to, we had your art was featured in the, what was the actual name of the show again?
Full Circle. It's the annual Full Circle show at the Mosaic Art Collective.
Yep.
And I have 2 pieces on display. Only one is available.
Oh, yes. One of them sold. Congratulations.
At the opening. Yeah, that was amazing. I've never actually had something sell at the opening before. So that was actually really cool to have happen.
Yes.
There was a whole lot of people there, lots of good food, lots of good people. And, you know, if you don't know the Mosaic Art Collective, you really should. It's one of the greatest art places, I think, here in the Queen City. I'm a little biased, maybe, I don't know, but you should go check it out. The Full Circle show is going to be staying up for the rest of the month, and there is currently an open call right now for the Exquisite Corpse show, and that show opening will be October 11th. The deadline to submit pieces is, I believe, September 28th. September 28th at midnight is the deadline. If you go to mosaicartcollective.com, you can see the instructions. It's very easy to submit, and, it's worth doing. In this particular show, they're looking for not just, scary, but unique, the unexpected, things that inspire you, creations that are strange, that are uncanny, that emerge from themselves, if you will. Take it as you will. Go read up on it at Mosaic Art Collective. I highly encourage you to do that. The Art Collective is located at 66 Hanover Suite 201 here in the Queen City. And they also have an upcoming event coming up on September 29th at 5:45 p.m. until 7:10. They're hosting a new series called the Artist Talk Series. It's going to take place once a month. It's going to feature a panel discussion as well as talks from professional artists. And this month it is Florent Porisano. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Please forgive me. The front doors do lock at 6 p.m. So if you come up late, you're going to need to call the gallery to have somebody come in and get you in. And that's coming up here on September 29th at 5:45, right here at the Mosaic Art Collective at 66 Hanover Street, Suite 201, Manchester, New Hampshire, mosaicartcollective.com. I highly encourage you to go check it out.
Very good, very good. And then, of course, we went over to Bad Burger.
That was so much fun.
Vices Inc., and Plague Dad. And, of course, Under the Horizon, who we were talking about a bit in the first hour with our guests. Under the Horizon came up in that conversation.
They were outstanding.
Yeah, absolutely.
I swear, every time I see them, they're better and better.
They've gotten louder and heavier, and they're just so good. And they're so young, too. They've got a huge career ahead of them. So, yeah, we love Under the Horizon. Great job.
And they really do. They put their all into everything. There's so much energy in the stage. You can't help but just get excited.
And
you really should check them out.
And Bad Burger is great. That was the first show. They've been doing shows there for quite a few
months.
That
was
now,
our first visit.
But that was our first visit to Bad Burger.
And the burgers were good.
Yeah, and the sound.
They're so juicy.
The sound was great, and the burger's really good.
Oh, the sound was excellent. The sound was excellent.
Yep.
And I really took note of the fact that they really took care of the artists.
Yes.
Each individual band, each individual artist. They didn't just set it and forget it.
No.
Very
professional.
Big time. So definitely a great place to go check out a band, have a bite to eat. We definitely enjoyed ourselves. And I would, and they had that huge truck out front, so you can't miss it. There's a big monster truck on Elm Street that says Bad Burger, so you can find it very easily right there when you stop and see that. I would definitely suggest doing that and check out Under the Horizon, Plague Dad. Oh my God, I love him. It was a really great show. Vices Inc. was amazing. It was so enjoyable, and I really liked the venue because it was comfortable. I could sit comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool.
Really good. Yeah. And then you want to mention what's happening today?
Yes, today, go over to the Great North Ale Works for their Paws and Pints Party fundraiser happening today from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Matt and I are definitely going to be stopping by. This is a great thing. They actually ran a contest where people submitted their pets' photos, cats and dogs, to see who was going to win and be printed on their new Paw Prints Blonde Ale, which is releasing today. And they used it as a fundraiser to benefit our local here, the New Hampshire Animal Rescue League. And they raised $49,000 in the label contest alone for the Animal Rescue League of New Hampshire. That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. So if you go down there today, they're going to reveal the cans. You're going to see who won the contest, what animal is on the Paw Pints Blonde Ale. They're going to have cans to go available. They come in 4-packs as well. There is going to be just like a party atmosphere, fundraiser. They're raising more money today. All these proceeds are going to the Animal Rescue League of New Hampshire, which is awesome. You know, anybody who's been around us know Matt and I are kitty parents, and we love animals. And I know that there was a large swath of animals, especially cats, recently brought in to the state from flood zones. So I know there's a lot of animals in the state needing care, needing help, and needing fosters and needing homes. So please do check out the Animal Rescue League of New Hampshire. And see if you can make a donation, great. If you can help out or in any way possible, please, I encourage you to. And I would definitely, Matt and I would definitely love to see you today at the Great North Ale Works, located at 1050 Holt Ave, Unit 14, right here in the Queen City. If you've never been there, it's an excellent place. I love the tacos. I'm just going to say that out loud. I love the tacos. And it's a wonderful family-owned business. Buy local, shop local. Go check out the Great North Ale Works and their awesome Paws and Pints fundraiser today.
Very good. Very good. We have a little bit of time. I want to get in a music news story. You know, we do like to cover, if we have a little bit of time in the show, some weeks we'll cover some music industry news going on, especially with the audience we have. We know a lot of musicians listen to the show, a lot of industry people. And I happen to see this pop up, and this relates to a subject that comes up often on the show, and that is Live Nation and its ticketing arm, Ticketmaster. It's the same company, if you didn't know, Live Nation and Ticketmaster. They are interchangeable, kind of like Comcast and Xfinity. You can say either one, and it's the same company.
Yeah.
But
United Healthcare, Optum, owned by the same people. Yeah, everybody's got businesses have like a ton of names these days.
But
it is kind of hard to keep track of the subsidiaries.
This is from musicbusinessworldwide.com, and I didn't realize this until this morning. But this just happened a couple days ago. Live Nation and Ticketmaster sued by the Federal Trade Commission over alleged illegal ticket resale tactics, because something that we've talked about on the show whenever we talk about Live Nation and Ticketmaster is how, because obviously over the years, ticket prices keep going up and up and up, long before there was any hint of severe inflation in the economy, just completely separate from all that, and people feel people feel gouged, and it gets so expensive. And one of the things that goes on is, we've talked on the show about how these small companies that are effectively ticket scalpers will buy up as soon as Live Nation puts a show on sale. They'll buy up a bunch of tickets and they'll resell them on their own sites at a higher price, especially once Live Nation, Ticketmaster, runs out of the tickets. But a lot of them have been bought up by scalpers who then resell them. But what a lot of people don't know is some of these companies that are doing that are actually owned by Ticketmaster. So Ticketmaster sells tickets to these own
to themselves.
Their own, to themselves effectively, and use this system to jack up the prices.
Know about this.
Yeah, most people don't realize this.
I know about scalpers, and I've always thought that these companies are supposed to have safeguards in place to stop all of that.
Yeah.
So I will say that, not that I'm totally surprised, but heck, wow.
Yeah,
they're selling them to themselves.
It's a dirty, dirty business.
And then selling them back to you for triple the cost.
So here's the story. This is from musicbusinessworldwide.com. The Federal Trade Commission has sued Live Nation and its ticketing arm, Ticketmaster, accusing the company of profiting from scalpers operating on its platform. In a complaint filed on Thursday, September 18th, in the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California, the FTC accused Ticketmaster of failing to uphold its own ticket purchase limits, in effect allowing
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Right?
In effect, allowing scalpers to buy up large numbers of tickets and to resell them on the secondary market at markups. So the secondary market, that's these,
it's them.
Joe'sTickets.com or whatever.
Yeah. It's only $3,000.
Yeah.
They buy all the tickets, and then if you really want to go, the only way to go is to pay those guys.
And that's why Ticketmaster limits how many tickets you can buy at once, except they don't actually do it.
Except for not for themselves.
Right.
Apparently.
The FTC says Ticketmaster is motivated to do this because it makes additional fees on the tickets resale.
Oh, of course they do.
Ticketmaster can triple dip on fees, collecting fees from 1, brokers when they purchase the tickets on the primary market, 2, brokers again when Ticketmaster sells their tickets on Ticketmaster's secondary market, and finally 3, consumers who purchase tickets from Ticketmaster on its secondary market, unquote, says the complaint. Joining the FTC in the lawsuit are the district attorneys of 7 states: Colorado, Florida, Illinois, Nebraska, Tennessee, Utah, and Virginia. The complaint alleges that Ticketmaster violated the BOTS Act, B-O-T-S, the BOTS Act, the 2016 law forbidding the use of bots to buy tickets in online stores. Live Nation has in the past supported the BOTS Act, or at least,
on the surface,
publicly. The FTC notes that Live Nation's policy is to allow artists to set ticket purchase limits themselves, but, quote, in private, defendants have tacitly worked with these very same scalpers, allowing them to unlawfully purchase millions of dollars in tickets in the primary market so that defendants can extract more profit for themselves when reselling those tickets on the secondary market, unquote.
Grotesque greed. It's what ruins the world.
The FTC alleges that Ticketmaster has been aware for years that certain ticket buyers have violated the limit and turned a blind eye to the practice. The complaint states that in 2018, Ticketmaster identified 5 ticket brokers who controlled 6,345 Ticketmaster accounts and possessed more than 246,000 tickets to nearly 2,600 events.
Jesus.
FTC complaint against Live Nation. Okay, so.
Oh, we have to have the ticket prices up so high.
So the complaint states, quote, in public, defendants maintain that their business model is at odds with brokers that routinely exceed ticket limits. In private, defendants acknowledge that their business model and bottom line benefit from brokers preventing ordinary Americans from purchasing tickets to the shows they want to see at the prices artists set, unquote. The FTC also alleges that Ticketmaster is engaged in bait and switch tactics in which the company displays deceptively low ticket prices to consumers and ends up charging much more at checkout. And by the way, anyone who's ever bought tickets from Ticketmaster knows exactly what that's about. Yep. You look at the price of the tickets and you think, okay, they're going to cost this. I'm going to get 2 tickets. They're going to cost this. Probably some sort of extra fee involved. So it might be a little bit more. And then you get to checkout. And it turns out it's like, you thought you were spending $200 on tickets. You're actually spending over $300 on tickets with all the fees and everything else. And there's this fee and that fee. And, anyway, so it says here, Live Nation announced in 2023 that it was switching to an all-in pricing model at its owned venues in the U.S., under which the final price, including fees but excluding sales taxes, is shown at the very beginning of the ticket purchase process. CEO Michael Rapino has said that the switch to all-in pricing has proven to be a success, and the company has backed efforts to make all-in pricing the law. Despite this, the FTC alleges that, quote, over the last decade, the first price the consumer has seen on Ticketmaster's platform has almost never been the price the consumer pays. According to internal Ticketmaster documents, the average percentage of fees charged on tickets ranges from 24 to 44% of the total price. From 2019 through 2024, consumers paid over $16.4 billion in mandatory fees on ticket purchases from Ticketmaster, unquote. That's from the complaint. The lawsuit is separate from the antitrust action, which I think we talked about on the show before, that the U.S. Department of Justice launched against Ticketmaster and Live Nation in May of 2024. That lawsuit alleges that the company engaged in, quote, monopolization and other unlawful conduct that thwarts competition in markets across the live entertainment industry, unquote. The DOJ lawsuit is seeking to break up Live Nation and Ticketmaster, undoing a years-old agreement that allowed the two to merge, despite concerns over the company potentially employing monopoly power in the live entertainment business. The DOJ has accused Live Nation of violating the terms of that agreement. In its lawsuit, the FTC says Live Nation / Ticketmaster controls, quote, roughly 80% or more of major concert venues' primary ticketing for concerts and a growing share of ticket resales in the secondary market, unquote. As of noon on Thursday, Live Nation shares were down 3.6% on the New York Stock Exchange, trending at around $163 per share. So there you go. So that's the newest.
Wow.
And, look, I'm a free market capitalist, and I think that, I'm not into, the idea of the government coming in and controlling pricing for concert tickets, certainly. But I'm also not in favor of, these companies being able to blatantly violate the law.
Bait and switch, like
bait
come
and
on.
switch, which is illegal, obviously. And look, I mean, even if you're someone who takes the position that if you're a true free market, I mean, I say free market capitalist, but I say that loosely because I do believe that government has to regulate some things. Not to get in political because we don't do that on this version of the show. But even if you're someone who thinks that all this is fine because you don't think that the government should have anything to say about it, legally or otherwise, and the FTC shouldn't be getting into this. Even if you think that, don't you at least want to know as a consumer? Don't you want to know why ticket prices are so high? Just as a consumer, isn't it good to be informed about it?
But in the very least, shouldn't I think there's law involved in the fact that they shouldn't be able to violate their own rules.
Right.
Like you're not the whole point of having these laws that you can't buy X number of tickets is to stop scalping, is to stop people getting ripped off. But if they make the rules and then they're selling it to themselves,
right,
and then selling it to you, this whole triple dip thing, like, that's criminal in my mind's eye. That's criminal.
Well, there won't be any criminal penalties, I'm sure, but there might be fines. But I mean, Ticketmaster, that's the other thing.
In the very least, they should at least be held accountable to their own rules and regulations.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's the newest wrinkle with that.
Plus, remember, where else can you get a ticket? Like they have a monopoly on the market.
Right.
It's very hard to get tickets to venues outside of them.
Of course, and it is a monopoly, absolutely. All right, so we're going to close out this hour with one more track from Matt Axton, who, again, is going to be at the Rex Theater on September 24th. We're going to play this great song called Blue Sky Rain, and then we're going to show some love to our amazing sponsors. And then, if you are listening live in the third hour, if you're listening live on Saturday in the third hour, we've got Lydia Reddy coming up. She was on the show fairly recently, but she's got a brand new single called The Way We're Rolling, which I really like, so looking forward to having her back. She's going to be joining us via Microsoft Teams all the way from the UK. But in the meantime, check this out again. This is another great track from Matt Axton. This is called Blue Sky Rain.
There's a blue sky rain rolling over the plain. There's a blue sky rain rolling over the plain, and I could not see it coming. It was Tuesday when she said, I can't love you anymore. One chance is all I need. Come on, one more, baby, please. I will never forget you, no matter what I go through. Because at one time, you were the stars in my sky. There's a blue sky rain rolling over the plain. There's a blue sky rain rolling over the plain, and I could not see it coming. Was a picture perfect romance. It was a quick version of the slow dance. Unique the colors, but the picture unclear. I know where I should be, and baby, it's not here. There's a blue sky rain rolling over the plain. There's a blue sky rain rolling over the plain, and I could not see it coming. I said, carry me down slow, where nobody will ever know. Tell me what you meant when you said I will never let you go, never let you go. I never let you go. I never let you go. I never let you go. Well, I have yet to meet a woman who does not play with the strings of my heart. I wish it was not so easy to pull to pieces and fall apart. But there's a blue sky rain rolling over the plain. There's a blue sky rain rolling over the plain. Well, there's a blue sky rain rolling over the plain. There's a blue sky rain rolling over the plain, and I could not see, no, I could not see it coming.
Hey neighbors, make a difference in our community and help bring a free outdoor concert series to Veterans Park in downtown Manchester over the next 3 summers. As one of 100 communities in the U.S. competing for a special grant, Manchester needs your vote. Head to 603concerts.com and select Manchester NH or text MANCH NH, all caps, to 877-409-5525. That's 877-409-5525 to vote. Do it today. Show the power of community in action. Voting ends Monday, September 15th at 8 p.m. Together we make live music happen.
Luigi's Pizza Bar and Grill.
For everyone, let's raise a slice on high with toppings all around. It's a pizza party, oh my.
Luigi's Pizza Bar and Grill, 712 Valley Street, Manchester. Come on in or call 622-1021. Luigi, keeping the tradition alive since 1975.
Pizza for everyone, come join the feast tonight. With each slice and topping, everything feels so right.
In times of crisis, you need a law firm that stands by your side. With over 40 years of experience, Craig and Getsoulis is dedicated to fighting for your rights. As former state prosecutors, our attorneys have the knowledge and trial experience to provide an aggressive defense against any charge, from DUIs to homicides. If you've been injured, our compassionate team will assess your case and fight for the compensation you deserve. Serving all of New Hampshire, Craig and Getsoulis is here when you need us most. Visit CraigGetsoulis.com for a free consultation. Craig and Getsoulis, your advocates, your allies.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry. Located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Hey everyone, this is Rob Azevedo, host of Granite State of Mind, and I want to tell you about Pembroke City Limits in the historic Suncook Village. PCL is an award-winning bar, restaurant, and music venue where there's live music 5 days a week and twice on Saturdays. Everything from blues, country, folk, funk, and a whole lot of jazz. We have 12 craft beers on tap dedicated to local brewers in the area and some of the friendliest bartenders around. Please come visit Pembroke City Limits at 134 Main Street in the historic Suncook Village, only 6 miles outside of Manchester. Open Tuesdays to Wednesdays, 4 to 10, Thursdays to Sunday, 11 to 10. Pembroke City Limits, where it's all about the music.
Diz's Cafe is the place to put a smile on your face. Judy and the crew will take care of you. Bring your appetite and treat your taste buds right. Diz's Cafe is always a winning choice. Breakfast, lunch, or supper. Diz's Cafe at 860 Elm Street in downtown Manchester. Dine in, take out, or make a reservation. Call 603-606-2532. Eat, drink, and be happy. Diz's Cafe.
When it comes to keeping WMNH on the air and your own personal or business computer needs, trust Groland Computers. Located on Elm Street in Manchester, Groland handles computer repair, virus removal, and custom-built systems. Are you looking for budget-friendly options? Check out our selection of fully inspected used computers. We offer tailored on-site solutions. No unnecessary expenses here. Visit Groland.com or call Groland Computers at 603-645-0101. Your tech, your way. Trust Groland Computers.
Midnight. 7 times out of 10, we listen to our music at night. Thus spawned the title of this program.
Late Night Delight with DJ Midas, right here on WMNH Manchester.
You want to know why? Because I'm on the radio.
Saturdays and Sunday nights, midnight to 4 a.m.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Behold the harmony of airwaves as you immerse yourself in the captivating frequencies of WMNH-LP, the sonic heartbeat of Manchester, transcending through the ether at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation. Our transmissions emanate from the zenith of 1000 Elm Street. Venture into the heart of our creative realm at 119 Canal Street, where innovation and sound collide. We bear the imprimatur of Manchester Public Television Service in the venerable city of Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Enrich your auditory journey with the depth of our licensed resonance. Dispatch your missives to WMNH953@gmail.com or traverse the virtual corridors of WMNHradio.org. Engage with our sonic vibrations by communing with us through the digital channels. Your radio beckons, eager to enthrall you with its mesmerizing cadence and envelop you in a symphony of boundless auditory wonder.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
You're listening to Matt Connrton Unleashed on WMNH 95.3.
I can look like this, I can look like that. It doesn't matter either way, cause I exist for me. I can walk or I can strut. It doesn't matter either way because I talk for me. Shout to my sisters, shout to my brothers. You are so perfect even if you don't know it. Hold my vehicle, come on, let's show the world the way I'm confident, and this is just the way we're rolling. And that is just the way it's gonna go. So I'll be me and you'll be you. That is what we've gotta do to try to get through, yeah. Shout to my sisters, shout to my brothers. You are so perfect even if you don't know it. Hold my people, come on, let's show the world that we are confident, and this is just the way we're rolling. This is just the way we're rolling. Some will desert you, others will hurt you. Don't overthink it, they don't deserve you. Know that you'll come through everything they do. Be your own person. Live your life for you. Live your life for you. You gotta live that life for you. That's my sister, that's my brothers. You are so perfect even if you don't know it. All my people, come on my shoulder. All the way I'm confident in this. That's my sister, that's my brothers. You are so perfect even if you don't know it. All my people, come on my shoulder. All the way I'm confident in this is just the way we're rolling. This is just the way we're rolling. This is just the way we're rolling.
That is the way we're rolling. Lydia Reddy, who we're going to be speaking with in just a moment as she makes her return to the show from across the pond. Welcome, everybody. We have entered hour number 3, Numero Trace of Matt Connrton Unleashed. And for those of you listening live, today is Saturday, September 20th, 2025. We are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious Manchester, New Hampshire. And, of course, you can stream the show from anywhere. Go to mattconnrton.com/live. For all your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Jenny is here, of course, at the news table.
Present and accounted for.
And let's bring her in right now. She is with us via Microsoft Teams. Lydia Reddy. Hello, Lydia.
Hey, everyone. How's it going?
Good, good. Welcome back. It's great to speak with you.
It's great to be back.
You know, we talked recently. Your first single, "Turn This Town Around," which we love, and then we received this, "The Way We're Rolling," which I think we played. Was it a week or two, or a couple weeks ago? Actually, the American radio premiere of that. Another great track from you. I really like this a lot. And
Thank you.
Absolutely. And so let's get into it. What is this song about? I mean, I know what I took from it. But tell us in your own words, what is the meaning of this song, "The Way We're Rolling"?
This song is about just being completely yourself and loving yourself for who you are and loving each other.
And I think what I got from it too, it was also, there's a strong message, I think, there about acceptance and not, a lot of people, and in our current, not to get into this part of it really, but just in America, and I'm sure you see it from over there. There's a lot of attention, a lot of people who have problems with other people who are different from them, and unfortunately, that's always a facet of American life to some degree. It seems like right now it's gotten pretty dicey, but and so sometimes I don't know if they use the term there when talking about this, but in America, people like to use the word tolerance, or you have to tolerate people who are different. And I've never liked the word tolerance. I prefer the word acceptance, because tolerance to me kind of sounds like, I don't really like people who are different from me, but I guess I can tolerate them. I've always preferred the word acceptance, and that's when I listen to that song, that's what I get from that song. That it's really about acceptance, because we should celebrate our differences, not be fearful because of them, and not to ostracize people because of them or otherize people. But we should accept them, and that's kind of what I got from that, and a sense of acceptance and solidarity. Am I right about that, or am I reading too much into it, or what say you?
No, you're absolutely correct. It is a little bit deeper than just like loving yourself. It is about like all that kind of stuff. There is a lot of hate in the world at the moment, in probably all areas of the world, and I'm just sick of it. I was like, you know what? If a few people can hear my song and start accepting some other people, then my job's done. Like, I'm happy.
Right. Yeah. What's interesting too is because, there is a little bit of a deeper meaning, and when we talked about Turn This Town Around, we had kind of a similar discussion in the sense that, and by the way, we're going to play that track again too. We're going to play that one at the end of our conversation, because I still love that song too. But what's so interesting about that song to me is, if you're just listening to it sort of casually, not necessarily paying close attention to the lyrics. It just sounds like a catchy, fun song, almost like, you're gonna really make your mark in this town, whatever town it is you're referring to in the song. And, it's got a certain anthemic quality to it, but it's only if you really pay attention to the lyrics that you realize that there's something deeper going on. There's a deeper meaning, and you're expressing concerns that maybe other people don't have, but should have, things that we should all be concerned about and worried about. So underneath that sort of that catchy, fun vibe, there's a real serious message there. And I'm noticing, with both of these songs, that's kind of the through line between them, right? They're both catchy and fun, but if you're paying attention to the lyrics, there's some very important messaging underneath that.
Yeah, that's definitely what I've been trying to do. I feel a lot of the time, if you have kind of a serious message and partner it with serious, gloomy music, people might just skip on. But if you can put this serious message with something a bit more catchy and upbeat, it'll make people hopefully want to keep listening to it, and then because of that, understand the lyrics and the meaning behind it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Is that important to you as an artist? Because I'm sure that, if you wanted to, and maybe you will in the future, maybe you'll have a song that really is just kind of catchy and fun, and that's all it is. It's just like a catchy, fun sing-along anthem or something. But is it really, is it something that you do deliberately when you write these songs? Do you deliberately and intentionally put something serious underneath? Is that important to you as an artist?
Yeah, it definitely is. I've got quite a mix. Obviously not the ones that are out now, but I've got some coming out that are just kind of fun, catchy. I've got one called Ex Business, which is just about saying screw you to your ex pretty much, and a few like that.
Sure.
But then I've also got these two, and then my next song that's coming out, that's called Look at Me Now, and it's not quite as on a big scale as in it's more involving acceptance as a world. It's more like when people try and put you down, but you'll rise up and you're like, look at me now, I'm better than ever, that kind of vibe. And that's going to be a bit rockier. But I think for especially this first EP that I'm releasing, my whole theme is I want there to be these big messages within these catchy melodies. The second EP is where it's going to go a little bit more fun.
Okay, so let's talk about that. So the trajectory. So you have an EP. Is the EP finished? The first one?
I finished recording them, but they're not out yet. I've only released the first two yet now.
Okay. So, but the EP is done. So then what's kind of do you have an ETA on when the EP will be out?
So I'm thinking, let me have a think.
Yeah.
So next song, it'll be out a little bit, probably early April, late March, around that time.
Okay. Interesting. And then what is it? 5 tracks? 6 tracks?
Yeah, it is. It's 5 tracks.
5. Okay. Very good. It's so interesting how, there's so many different ways to release music now in terms of, you could put out an EP and then singles, or put out singles and then they coalesce into an EP, or however you choose to do it. There's really limitless options. But I think these first two are really strong. And then so will there be a third single before the EP, or is the EP the next thing that's coming out, or do you know yet?
Yeah, so there's going to be another single. It hasn't been announced yet, but it's going to be in around 2 months' time.
Okay.
And that's Look at Me Now that I was just talking about.
Okay.
And then we thought we want to wait until after Christmas, because I think it gets a bit too busy then for people to bother about new music. So I'll probably January-ish. I was well wrong when I said April. January-ish.
Okay.
We're gonna put out the whole EP with the last 2 songs.
Okay, excellent. And then but you're already talking about the next EP too. You mentioned the next one. So what's your plan for the next one? Is the next one, because I think you said the next EP that you do is going to be a little bit different?
Yeah, so the next one is like a concept EP. So it's all about kind of this relationship journey. So the first song on it is called Why Do I Like You, and it's all about liking this bad boy and not wanting to, but you can't help it.
Yeah.
That's a very poppy song, quite synthy. Then you've got one called Real Life, which is one of my rocky tracks, and that's about you're with this bad boy, but you don't like it anymore and you want to get out.
Yeah.
Then you've got track 3, which is called Sorry. At this point, you've broken up and he's trying to get you back. And you're saying sorry, but it's not going to happen. Then you've got Ex-Business, which is a very upbeat one. It's quite jazzy. And that one is very similar to Sorry in the theme. But this time you're with a new boyfriend and you're saying, go away, stop bothering me. And then the final song on that one, I'm currently writing it, and that's going to be you're with your new boyfriend and you're really happy.
Oh, okay. Well, so it has a happy ending. No, that's cool. So you've got a whole story planned out. That's excellent.
Yeah.
That's excellent. Yeah. Yeah. And you're thinking ahead. You're thinking long term, which is cool. And I think we might have talked about this too before when you were on the show, because a lot of times, a lot of artists, especially when they're young in their career, they just kind of throw a lot of stuff against the wall and see what sticks. And there's nothing wrong with doing that, because sometimes that's your only option. If you don't have a long-term plan, you don't have a plan. And sometimes figuring out a plan is just trying different things and seeing what works. But you've really got a thought out plan. And I think that's great. Is that important to you, to have a sense of certainty about where you're going and what you're doing and how you're going to approach this? Is that important to you as an artist?
Yeah, I think it's definitely very important, because especially I've seen my brother, he's 3 years older than me, and he's been doing music since he was 14. He's 20 now. So I've seen him do everything, and I know how important it is to have these release plans and knowing exactly what's happening when, in order to try and be successful.
Yeah, that's right. I remember you mentioning your brother too. Does he, refresh my memory now, and of course, newer listeners who might not have heard our previous conversation, is he involved in the production of your music?
So he's in a few of the songs, yeah. I've got a mix of him and 3 of my mates from college who all play different guitar and bass parts, because I write the songs and I can kind of just about play a bit of guitar and piano, but I'm not very good at it, so I get them to play it when I'm recording them.
Okay, gotcha. And what happens in terms of live? Do you play these out? Have you performed any of these songs live?
So generally when I've been performing my songs live, my brother's been around and he's played the songs in the background.
Oh, cool.
But now, as I'm recording the songs, I'm actually getting backing tracks for them as well, where I just take my vocals off. So I'm nearly at the point where I could do a full set with just backing tracks. But behind the scenes, which is all top secret, I'm actually rehearsing with the band. Some of my mates from college, and we're putting together a show for my 18th birthday next year in April. But it's all very secret. I'm going to release it in December. The tickets.
Oh, very cool, very cool. Yeah. So I don't know how much more you can say about it, but I'll ask you the question, and if you don't want to answer, I'll respect that. But
go on.
But are you planning to play the full EP?
I am, yeah. Both EPs.
Okay. Both EPs. Okay. Awesome.
Probably.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. All right. We'll have to have you back on before that happens, so we can get the update. Or if it's still a secret at that point, we'll see what more information we can get out of you. But
I think 2 singles time and it'll all be out there.
Well, we got to have, when the next single comes out too, we'll have to have you back on for that too, because we're fans. We like what you're doing. So your brother. And tell me again, does he have a band currently?
He doesn't currently have a band, no.
No, okay. Because I remember you talking a little bit about him too. Did you come from a musical family? Like, are your parents also musicians?
Not at all, but they love music. They've blasted music in the house all the time since I was tiny. And my grandma is a singer, so we think it might have come from my grandma. Yeah.
Well, also too, just having, obviously, if your parents, even if they're not musicians, but if they're very into music, I'm sure they're very supportive of what you're doing. And that can make a huge difference, especially when you're starting out in your career, having a family that really supports you and is, encouraging you, because sometimes, some families don't necessarily encourage their kids, they'll say, oh, what do you want to do this for? You should be more focused on whatever it is they think you should be doing, but, and they might not take it seriously. We've all heard those stories of, the parents who were like, oh, don't do that. Don't play in a band. Don't make music, just focus on school, focus on whatever. But I think if I remember correctly though, are you in school now? Are you in college?
Yeah, I'm in college, so over here that's ages 16 to 18.
Okay.
And I'm doing these things called A levels. I'm not sure if you know about them, but pretty much I've got to get through them and a BTEC. It's all sounded very confusing, but I've got to get through a few tests at the end of next year, so it'll be summer next year, and then I'm hoping to go to university, which is you do 3 years in uni, and then you can hopefully get this fancy certificate and get a job.
Do you know yet? And I only ask because I know you're a long-term planner. Like, do you plan to study music when you go to university?
No, I don't. I'm planning to do marketing and digital advertising.
Well, that's also very useful in the music industry, certainly. So so it sounds like, I mean, actually, that might even be more helpful to you in terms of your music career. Than studying a lot of music theory and all that, like, learning the marketing, especially, in the era that we live in where, I'm old enough to remember when it was, pre-internet. I'm Generation X, I'm the last generation to grow up without the internet. So I've seen everything change so much. And I think it's more important and beneficial now than ever to really understand marketing as an artist, because it's not like when, you get signed to a label and they just do everything for you and all you have to worry about is show up and play and record or whatever it is. Like, now, the more control that you can have over your own marketing and distribution and social media, all of it, the more control that you can have, I think the better off you are long term. And like I said, you're obviously a long-term planner. So I think that's a great direction for you to go. Actually, I think that'll be very, very useful to you, and something to fall back on too. That gives you, you'll be able to, get a job anywhere you want, really, with that kind of background. So I think that's great.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. There's so many jobs in that industry that I can go into, and then I think on the side, probably Friday, Saturday evenings, I'd go to pubs and do gigs there. So I'd still always have music.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. I think that's a great. I think that's a great direction to go. Well, Lydia, we appreciate you joining us again. Love the new single, and in a moment we're going to play "Turn This Town Around," and we'll kind of we'll cap off the segment with that. But I want to make sure our listeners know, where should they go online to keep up with everything that you're doing? Where's the best place to go online?
So mostly on Instagram under Lydia Reddy Music, Reddy spelled Reddy. That's on Instagram, but I do also have a Facebook account, but that's private at the moment because it won't let me change it until I'm 18. And it's the same with my TikTok account, but I can accept people to go onto those.
Oh, okay. Okay. Excellent.
But yeah, my Instagram's fully public, Lydia Reddy Music.
Okay, very good. And before we let you go and before we play this track, remind us again for listeners who might not have heard our previous conversation about "Turn This Town Around." What are you expressing with this song? I'll let you. I mean, I kind of talked about it, but in your own words, what are you addressing with this?
So this song, to put it in easy terms, is just kind of like looking after the world and looking after each other as much as you can do.
Yep. No, perfectly said. Absolutely. Well, Lydia Reddy, thank you so much. Always wonderful to talk with you. I look forward I look forward to the next single, and hopefully we can give it the American radio premiere here on this side of the pond when it's ready. So I look forward to speaking to you again, and we're gonna hit this track. We'll let you go for now, but thanks, Lydia.
Great, thank you. See you later.
You got it. Bye-bye. All right, that is Lydia Reddy, and if you missed it, we played at the beginning of our conversation her newest single, "The Way We're Rolling," which is great. But we might sneak it in again at the end of the show today because I really do like that song very much. But we're also going to play this to end our conversation, and then Jenny and I will be back on the other side of this with we've got another very interesting music industry news story to share with you. But here it is. This is "Turn This Town Around." This is the first single. And by the way, we were the first American radio station to play this from Lydia Reddy.
What's that sound? What's that sound? Get out my way, I'll burn this town. Make a scene, scream and shout, and I'll turn this town around. Stop and look this way. I made some observations, what I see is what I say, and this is a travesty. The earth is ready now and you don't see the tragedy. The lights are blurring all into one and our eyes are blinded. We think it's it's typical, but that's just cause we're so shallow-minded. What's that sound? What's that sound? Get out my way, I'll burn this town. Make a scene, scream and shout, and I'll turn this town around. People everywhere, pivot to our parts to nurture and to care for this world of ours. I believe the earth will no longer fall apart. We can glue it all back together and find a peace that will last forever. What's that sound? What's that sound? Get out my way, I'll burn this town. Make a scene, scream and shout, and I'll turn this town around. What's that sound? What's that sound? Get out my way, I'll burn this town. Make a scene, scream and shout, and I'll turn this town around. What's that sound? That's just 'cause we turn this town around. What's that sound? Oh, what's that sound? What's that sound? Get out my way, I'll burn it down. Make a scene, scream and shout, and I'll turn this town around. What's that sound? What's that sound? Get out my way, I'll burn this down. Make a scene, scream and shout, and I'll turn this town around.
That is Lydia Reddy, Turn This Town Around. And this is Matt Connrton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious Manchester, New Hampshire. And thank you again to Lydia for joining us today. And we did feature earlier. Awesome. Yeah, we played The Way We're Rolling, her newest single, earlier in the show. We might cap off today's show with that one more time. We'll see. We'll see how the rest of the hour goes. But if you are joining us live on Saturday, today is September 20th, 2025, and we've got actually Jenny found a couple of interesting music industry stories, but this is from Billboard.com. This just happened, and this also relates to a subject that we've discussed many times on the show.
I don't like this one.
Kalani slams AI artist Xania Monet.
Yeah.
It's Xania, so I guess that's Xania Monet getting a $3 million record deal. This is so beyond out of control, the musician told fans. Now, I don't know anything about this. This is the first I'm hearing about this. I didn't think there even was such a thing as a $3 million record deal anymore. I thought that was a thing of the past, but so I don't understand. We'll go through this here. Again, this is from Billboard.com. A few days ago, Billboard broke the news that an AI-generated artist, Xania Monet, had signed a multi-million-dollar record deal after meeting with multiple labels. This sounds very...
They fought over this person, it sounds like.
Yeah, but...
Well, not person. It's not a person.
And by the way, but even that's one thing about this is so strange. But the other thing that's so strange to me is a story about a new artist having multiple meetings with various labels and this bidding war. That sounds like something from 30 years ago. That doesn't sound like something that even happens in 2025. So that part's also strange to me. Everything about this is weird. Are we in an alternate universe?
An artist, I use that term loosely, who did all of their music with Sunio.
Yeah, which is the app that we use, Suno, which is the app that we use.
Suno, yeah. Sorry, I don't know why I said it that way.
I know why, because the other big one is Udio. So I think in your mind, you created an amalgam of Suno and Udio and created Sunio.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe someday they'll merge and that'll be the new name.
The creator is claiming the lyrics are theirs.
Yeah,
but they use Suno to make the music.
Yeah,
so the music is obviously not theirs.
Yeah, it says here in a recent TikTok, the singer-songwriter Kalani shared their thoughts on Howwood Media reportedly shelling out $3 million to sign the fictive musician whose, quote, persona is operated behind the scenes by writer Talisha Nikki Jones, despite copyright concerns previously voiced by other major labels. So... A frustrated-sounding Kalani told followers, without directly mentioning Monet or Jones, quote, "There is an AI R&B artist who just signed a multi-million-dollar deal, and the person is doing none of the work. This is so beyond out of control, unquote.
It's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong. They're using other people's music to create it. Suno uses everybody else's music to learn from. So if you're going there with your lyrics to, quote, make music, you're making music from other artists. Really. It's not coming out of your brain.
But
artistry comes out of your brain.
But I also don't understand the most.
I don't like this.
But the most mind-bending thing to me about this is, again, I don't like, why is somebody paying $3 million for this?
Because apparently these songs are going up the charts.
But so what? Even if they are, you don't pay in the year 2025. Why would anyone pay $3 million to anybody for anything?
Apparently this was a big deal. They had this big giant Zoom meeting with all the executives.
I mean, this is bizarre.
To close this deal with the person, I can't remember what that person's name is, who created Zania Monet.
Yeah.
Who is not a human being.
But what am I missing about, and I know the AI part is so
I'm stuck
weird,
on that.
but I'm still stuck on the other part of this. Like, honestly, if you took this story and you took the AI part out of it and you just told me there was this new artist named Zania Monet who had all these meetings and just got offered a $3 million record deal.
A brand new artist.
This brand new artist I've never even heard of. Even if you took the AI part completely out of the story, I would still be sitting here going, what?
Charting.
In the year 2025? What is going on?
They're charting. That's why. They're charting.
But even that shouldn't matter.
They greed talks, bucko.
Like, this is,
they don't care. If they see they can make $1, they'll do it.
But how are they going to make money? Like, they're going to make
merch, maybe?
I guess.
Where do they make money these days? It's downloads aren't the way.
Nobody gets a $3 million deal in 2025.
So what is in the deal, though? Like,
so
what
strange.
exactly is in the deal? Obviously, this artist can't go perform anywhere. There's no concerts for a fictional character.
Well,
unless they make a hologram.
Well, unless the author who created this character is going to do that. I don't know.
Well, if they were going to do that, wouldn't they do that themselves to begin with? I'm assuming that they can't perform the way that their fake version can perform.
I guess, yeah.
On a computer. It can't perform outside of a computer. You can't go to get tickets and go see them live unless it's a holograph. I don't think we got those in Vegas, but they're not everywhere yet.
Well, you can though. I mean, if she can sing and she's
she can sing
just hire you can hire a band to learn the songs, or you just play backing tracks or whatever. I mean,
that's not what they're saying.
You can recreate the
music. But that's not what they didn't sign her.
Yeah.
They signed the fictional character.
Yeah.
So it's got to be like merch and stuff like that. I guess.
That's a lot of money for.
I don't
for
like
this.
I actually am kind of shocked by it all, because I didn't think that the music industry would legitimize it in this way. And now that they have, I don't like it. I don't like it.
It says here the vocalist Kalani went on to emphasize the power of AI to create fully formed songs out of thin air without users having to credit anyone involved in making the countless copyrighted works on which such generative music systems are trained. To craft Monet's music, Jones used Suno, which is the same app that we full disclosure,
we played with.
We've played with it on the air. We did experiments. We created tracks about me becoming victorious in my long-running feud with MC Hammer.
Yeah, that was funny.
I'm
not saying it's not fun to play with, but to reward it, to pay for it, to legitimize it in the music industry as a valid, I don't know, competitor to real flesh and blood humans.
I've also used it, full disclosure, I've used it to create theme music for a couple of podcasts, Tough Bumps, and I even made a song for the AF, the podcast only version of this show. Yep. Although I'm not really, I kind of changed my mind about the song I chose, but that I created with Suno. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But okay, so to craft Monet's music, Jones used Suno, though her manager Rommel Murphy emphasized to Billboard that his client personally writes all the original lyrics that Monet, quote unquote, sings.
But not the music. And I argue that it's not without copyright infringement, because every piece of music this thing used to create it, it learned from a human being. It didn't come out of thin air. It came out of a human mind that it stuck into a computer and spit this out.
Right.
So is that really not using somebody else's work? Because I don't think it is. You're using everybody else's work to train it. And then
Right.
it pulls from 1,000 artists to make this song. Well, that's 1,000 different artists' input that got into that song. It's not royalty free, all happy G. Look at, like, I don't like the way the article comes across. It's like, oh, this is, that section you read about it being like royalty free and they can create. That just, I don't like it.
It says here, Billboard has reached out to Jones's rep for a comment. Kalani certainly isn't the only person in the industry with objections to Monet's deal. Sources previously told Billboard that several major labels had also been in talks with Jones, but ultimately walked away with respect to their collaborative copyright lawsuit against Suno last year. Yeah, there's a lawsuit. The labels are suing Suno. That's
right.
why.
So why are somebody signing this person?
Well, the company signing them isn't involved in that lawsuit, obviously, but
Doesn't have any friggin'.
But that's why I tell people too, because we use Suno. I use Suno for some stuff. If you are using these large learning models like Suno, enjoy it while you have it, because the sharks are circling. Just so you know. Okay.
Well, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna. I think
I don't think it's gonna go away.
Out of the bottle. It's done.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
But
the basis of the lawsuit is that Suno allegedly infringed upon the copyright of the label's catalogs by using pre-existing works to train its technology. The company disagrees with this characterization, arguing that its users are actually making entirely original works via fair use of the music in its database.
Okay, but that's saying the same thing in a different sentence. You just said this fair use is a very loosely used term in that sentence, I think. I think you
that's the argument that the company that signed her is making. Now, so for people who don't know, so fair use is when you're using someone else's material, but you're using it in a transformative way.
Or educational way.
So, for example, if you watch YouTube videos, because people make reaction videos, especially in political YouTube. So, for example, if you're commenting on somebody else's video, you're using someone else's content and you're playing it and you're commenting on it as you do it. We had even recently discussed doing that with someone, but we decided not to because we don't want someone making angry phone calls to certain people. But that type of thing where you're using somebody else's content, but you're commenting on it as you play it on your own channel, that's an example of fair use. The reason podcasters on YouTube are able to do that kind of thing is because it's transformative. They're using someone else's content to create their own content from that as they comment on it. And that's why those podcasters are protected.
Huge difference, because the material they're using it, it's still associated, it's still identified as the original. You're playing it, but it's the original. It's the person speaking is that person, not them.
That's a good point.
They're not taking all of that and creating something. It's not that.
Right.
This is like I read every VC Andrews book and then I write a VC Andrews book. Because I read all of her books and just regurgitated out her own style, wording, continued her story. Isn't that still her story? It's still her story. I'm playing in her world. It's not like it's one thing to go learn how to string a sentence together.
You mean if you took the characters and made
exactly.
your own, based on...
that
would be... Then you'd be violating her intellectual property.
Well, how are you not violating a musician's intellectual property when you're stealing the notes off of a page instead of the words off of a page?
Now, just to play devil's advocate, my counter argument, and you've heard me say this before, and by the way, at the end of the day, I will always argue on behalf of artists and
but we got to talk about both
and protecting artists. And obviously where I come from, I think everyone understands that. But the counter argument, and I do think it's a decent counter argument. So again, I'm playing devil's advocate, but when we talk about these large learning models sucking up all this information and then being able to create from it, how is that different from necessarily the human brain? So if I sit down and I write a song, anything.
But that's you.
Wait, let me just finish my thought though. Again, I'm playing devil's advocate here, but let me just finish my thought. If I'm sitting down and I'm writing something, anything that I write is informed and influenced by all the music that I've previously heard in my lifetime up to that moment. So therefore, how is that different?
Because you are a human being using your mind, not a computer that can memorize everything verbatim, every signature stamp, every note, everything, every dissonance, and replicate that precisely. You are human. You cannot do that.
Right.
You as a human can interpret what you hear, what you see, what you feel, and then reinterpret that into artistry. That's what artists do, right? You take a story, something that's poignant to you, you take a paintbrush and you skirt that around. That is you interpreting the world around you into that canvas, right? Same thing a musician does, interpreting the world and putting it down on a sheet music. That's unique.
Yeah.
You taking all the knowledge that somebody gives you, you go to college for 10 years, you take all that knowledge to write something. That's you as a human being creating something out of your own mind. It's not picture perfect pages in a computer that can literally just, that's not creation.
Yeah.
That's gluing stuff together.
Just very quickly.
In my mind's eye.
Yeah, yeah. Just very quickly, I'm looking on YouTube. I just want to hear something from.
I will. I'm curious.
Like what could somebody possibly be paying? See, I'm still stuck on that part. What could somebody be paying $3 million for? Okay, so.
What's the going rate for artists these days?
So it's not that. Let's see. Okay, so I found the YouTube page, Zanny Monet. All right, I'm just going to play this first song that pops up. Looks like this is the newest single. It's called Back When Love Was Real. All right, this is the lyric video here. Let me, there's probably an ad first. Let me see. I'm just curious, like, what could this be?
I want that back in the day kind of vibe. When love ain't live streamed, it was felt inside. No
Ironic.
post, no tags, no midnight test. Just loyalty and a little bit of respect. Before everybody knew your business. Before who you with turned suspicious. Before the GPS and the passwords too. Love was simple, just me and you. Take me back when love was real.
I almost feel like she's trolling all of us with those lyrics.
It doesn't sound any different from stuff you've created. In
No.
my mind, I don't think it does.
Right. Yeah. I don't get
Throw
it.
a few words in there.
I don't get it. Like this.
No,
so
this
many
is
people.
not okay. I
so
am
many-
not okay with this.
You know.
This is wrong.
Um.
There's a huge difference between human creation and computer creation.
Well, yeah.
Humans don't have the ability to have a photographic memory of every single word, note. You know what I mean? Every breath, every intonation. There's so much to what an artist does as a human.
Although that raises a question though. What if an artist has a photographic memory? Should they not?
Yeah, but you're not going to have.
Should they not make music?
That's different. Get out of here. Get out of here.
There are people who have photographic memories. That's a
but
real
you're
thing.
human. But you're a human.
Yeah.
You're still using everything that you've got to create something out of your own brain.
Yeah.
It's not like a computer literally taking ones and zeros and realigning the ones and zeros and spitting it back at you, which is what I feel like it's doing.
Right.
You're taking everybody else's music. Here's your ones and zeros. Rearrange it, spit it back out. That's not what a human being does. A human being takes life, experience, thought, feeling, passion, emotion, all of that, everything they've learned, they've been around, musicians, whatever, and then create out of that.
Yeah.
Big difference between rearranging it and creation.
Justin Michaels is in the chat room. You know, he's a very loyal listener and supporter of actually all the programming that we're involved in. And he says, so you can use AI and get signed now. Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? We just found this out.
And he said, Matt, look out for Skynet.
I think we've already gotten there at this point.
Yeah.
But it isn't, right? It's not okay with me.
Yeah.
And you're never going to see this artist in real life, ever. They're not existent. You could see somebody pretending to be them, but you will never see them because they don't exist. They only exist in a computer.
Well, let's move on from that because I just want to get this other story. But this also deals with, because I'm always fascinated by anything to do with copyright, intellectual property, all of that is trademarks. All of that is very fascinating to me. Obviously, I did not go to law school, but if I had, the type of law that I would probably be practicing would have to do with all that. I'd probably be an entertainment lawyer because these things are so interesting to me. But this is another story that you sent me. This is from pitchfork.com. Neil Young has been sued by Chrome Hearts Fashion over his band's new name. And by the way, I didn't even know that Neil Young had a new band. I just think of him as a solo artist, of course, but
I didn't know there was a fashion called Chrome.
I didn't.
Well, I don't know.
I didn't either.
Or Chrome Heart.
Chrome Hearts. The Los Angeles company is not happy about the existence of Neil Young and the Chrome Hearts. So it says here, last year Neil Young began to play shows with a new backing band that he called the Chrome Hearts. Then in June, Neil Young and the Chrome Hearts, featuring Young, Micah Nelson, Corey McCormick, Anthony Lagerfo, and Spooner Oldham, released their debut album, Talking to the Trees. Now, Young and his bandmates are being sued by the LA fashion brand Chrome Hearts for trademark infringement. Chrome Hearts LLC filed its complaint in a California federal court on Thursday, September 11th. The lawsuit was first reported by Billboard. In the complaint obtained by Pitchfork, lawyers for Chrome Hearts outline the brand's ownership, quote, of the Chrome Hearts wordmark and composite trademarks comprising the Chrome Hearts mark and design components, unquote, dating back to 1991. Oh. They argue that Young and his bandmates are infringing upon the brand's trademark by selling Neil Young and the Chrome Hearts merchandise that, quote, incorporates the exact Chrome Hearts wordmark and thus likely to cause confusion with Chrome Hearts' various Chrome Heart marks. The likelihood of confusion is not merely hypothetical. Some clothing and apparel vendors have apparently already mistakenly assumed that there is a connection between Neil Young and the Chrome Hearts and Chrome Hearts, and are actively promoting that purported connection. For example, some vendors have started marketing T-shirts that prominently display Mr. Young's name and the Chrome Hearts iconic stylization of the Chrome Hearts mark, unquote. I assume, by the way, so what that means is it's using the same font as the Chrome Hearts logo. I have to assume. Otherwise, there would probably be no issue, I wouldn't think.
I thought you only had to be concerned about another band's name.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, it's they're claiming, according to that from the lawsuit, that verbiage from the lawsuit, that it's already causing confusion. I find that hard to believe. If it is causing confusion, if that's true, then I guess that bolsters their case. But I'm a little skeptical. It says here, according to the complaint, Chrome Hearts notified Young's team in July about the alleged trademark infringement, but the band continued to tour under the banner and sell merchandise. Through the lawsuit, Chrome Hearts is now requesting that Neil Young and the Chrome Hearts stop using the name. Pitchfork has reached out to representatives for Neil Young and the Chrome Hearts and lawyers for Chrome Hearts LLC for comment. So there you go.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to make of that one.
Right? I mean, I always thought it would be different if it's a band. Like, how is that
confusing?
It
usually
is.
It's
a band. Like, how is that confusing?
Usually if it's...
Do their T-shirts make music?
If it's completely different industries, then...
It's not supposed to matter.
Then it usually doesn't end up mattering. But I don't know. I mean, does Chrome Hearts... I don't know what kind of fashion
haters.
Chrome
Maybe
Hearts...
they're just Neil Young haters.
I doubt it, but maybe they're trying to get some money. Maybe they'd like to make a settlement where Neil Young pays X amount of money to sort of license the name Chrome Hearts.
Or are they doing this just to get more attention onto their products because, hey, it makes a great story.
That could be.
We're talking about it.
That could be too, yeah, because I'd never even heard of Chrome Hearts until now.
And you didn't say anything about them suing for money, interestingly. It was about...
Well, they want him to stop using the name.
Is there a cash request in there?
There may be well, like I said, I mean, if they can come to a settlement, which these things often do, they more often settle than actually go to court. So they might come to a settlement where they effectively license the name Chrome Hearts to Neil Young.
It's silly.
Or they get a percentage of of revenue generated from Neil Young merchandise, which has Chrome Hearts on
So
it.
if I see Neil Young and the Chrome Hearts up at the SNU Arena, I know that I'm going to be confused and go buy clothing?
Well, that's the thing. That would be a good counter argument to the lawsuit. Yeah.
It's not like it's not even like they're not even promoting the name separately. It's with Neil Young. So Neil Young and the Chrome Hearts.
Right.
It's not a separate name even.
Right. If the band was simply called Chrome Hearts, that would be.
Well, even if they are, it's a band. It's not a clothing designer.
Yeah.
Unless their T-shirts start making music, I don't hear it.
Right.
I think frivolous. I'm saying frivolous.
I'm not sure. I usually draw a pretty fast conclusion with this stuff. I'm a little undecided. I'm uncertain on this one.
Surprises me.
Yeah.
Usually
surprises
you're a little
me.
more.
Surprises me too. I usually see these things a little bit more cut and dry, but
I think it's stupid.
I'm not sure on this one.
I don't see anybody mixing up clothing with, and the only merch they're selling is band related. So.
But again, from Chrome Hearts' position, see, they're going to argue, yeah, you're right, but what kind of merch do you sell that's band related? Clothing, T-shirts,
a T-shirt,
that say Chrome Hearts on them. That's the argument they're going to use.
It's not a whole product.
It'd be one thing if they were just selling CDs, or something. But
if they were in the same industry,
you're selling merch. But that's the argument. But they are in a sense, and that's the argument.
They're not in the same industry. They're in music.
Merchandising of clothing, that is the same. And if you're in the music industry, you're in the merchandise industry. You are in the fashion industry.
Anybody who follows brand clothing, like a brand, which I don't, but people who follow brand clothing don't confuse it with musicians. They might get interested in a brand, but they're not going to confuse it. Oh, I thought you were selling T-shirts in here. Why are there so many drums? Like, come on, that doesn't happen.
Right.
You don't go to the T-shirts. You don't go to Marshall's, walk over to the rack that's got Chrome whatever here, and look for Neil Young. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
I'm sorry. I don't.
No, I hear you.
Both of these stories are upsetting to me today.
I'm just a little bit uncertain. We're gonna have to follow that one closely as it moves forward.
Let's see if there's more to it than
very curious.
Than I'm missing or something.
I'm very curious to see how that ends up.
I don't see consumer confusion here.
Well, no, but from that statement from the lawsuit, it sounds like Chrome Hearts is saying there's like confusion within the industry, within the fashion industry.
Give me a break.
As they're getting orders from.
Give me a break.
I don't know.
Well,
all right.
And they're getting orders from stupid people that don't know the difference between a musician and clothing designers.
I don't think.
I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. All right.
Dug in.
We got to go. Jenny, you want to quickly plug the event we're going to today and your website because you've been up to a lot. Oh, and you should mention, too, in the Union Leader, your...
Oh, yeah. Check out yesterday's Union Leader. I have an op-ed in there if you want to go check it out. And we are going to be leaving here and going to the Great North Ale Works on Holt Ave here in the Queen City for the Paws and Pints fundraising and just a party of fun. Come say hi to us. They make great tacos. They have all kinds of great beers. And, of course, this is raising money that's staying here locally in New Hampshire to take care of animals. And I'm really curious to see what animal won and is going to be pictured on the can of beer when we get there. So we're going to check out that. And also, just definitely check out the Mosaic Art Collective, also located here in the Queen City. Check out their website. Lots of great things coming up there. And as always, you can find more information on me and the trouble I get into, good trouble, at jencoffey.com, JENNCOFFEY.com.
And to keep up with everything I'm doing, my website is mattconnarton.com. Of course, in addition to the show, we have the podcast-only version of the show, the AF version, which is completely separate from the, has no association with WMNH. That's something that we do separate from the radio station. But on that version of the show, we have some conversations and guests that maybe are not suitable for the format of the radio version of the show. But you can find that in the podcast feed, wherever you find Matt Connarton Unleashed, in your podcast platform of choice. You can also find the other version of the show. We just did one Thursday night with our friend Brandon LeMay, which I suggest people check out. And also the other podcasts that we have going, Hanging Left and Tough Bumps. We'll have new episodes of those up soon as well. So mattconnarton.com, you can find all of that there. And thank you again, of course, in the first hour. We had Larry and... How do you say his name? I don't want to mispronounce his name.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
we had the gentleman from Loud Entertainment here in the first hour.
I'm so sorry.
I can't remember how to say his name correctly. But they've got a big show tonight. They've got a Godsmack and Metallica tribute show happening tonight at Jewel, if you want to check that out too. And of course, thank you in the second hour, Matt Axton, who will be at the Rex Theater right here in Manchester on September 24th. We had a great conversation with him. And so he'll be coming to Manchester. And, of course, in the third hour, we talked with Lydia Reddy. Thank you again, Lydia. We're actually going to end the show today. We're going to play this again. Her newest single, this is called The Way We're Rolling. I love this. Very positive, very cool. And if you missed any part of today's show, it will be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org and at my website, mattconnarton.com. And that's going to do it for us for now. We're out of here. We'll talk to y'all a little bit later. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
I can look like this, I can look like that. It doesn't matter either way, cause I exist for me. I can walk or I can strut. It doesn't matter either way because I talk for me. Shout to my sisters, shout to my brothers. You are so perfect even if you don't know it. Hold my pickle, come on, let's show them all the way I'm confident, and this is just the way we're rolling. And that is just the way it's gonna go. So I'll be me and you'll be you. That is what we've gotta do to try to get through, yeah. Shout to my sisters, shout to my brothers. You are so perfect even if you don't know it. All my people, come on, let's show them all the way I'm confident, and this is just the way we're rolling. This is just the way we're rolling. Some will desert you, others will hurt you. Don't overthink it, they don't deserve you. Know that you'll come through everything they do. Be your own person, live your life for you. Shout to my sisters, shout to my brothers. You are so perfect even if you don't know it. All my people, come on, let's show them all the way I'm confident in this. Shout to my sisters,
likes girls, but it didn't like my pimples. I used to be such a stupid boy.
You are listening to WMNHLP 95.3 FM, broadcasting from the